Hello, everybody, and welcome back to 30, Flirty, and Not Thriving. My name is Vanessa Rayne, and right here we have my lovely co-host, Miss Ashley Hoffman.
Hi! You press
and
record and I wanted to say something, but I'm like, shut up, shut up, shut up.
we do that all the time. We just start off on the wildest shit, and we're like, okay, and
Well,
that's how we're starting it.
I was gonna say that TikTok sound we were playing before we
Liam!
man down, bum bum bum, Liam, no!
Oh, and with that, this episode, we are doing a little wrap up of 2024 and all the big moments. And obviously, part of that is Liam Payne passing. Liam, no!
That sound will never get old.
Especially now.
Oh my god,
But
it's so bad.
before we get to Mr. Liam, some of the biggest things, the first biggest thing that happened in 2024 is we got back together.
We're back, 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 back again.
We're back, bitches. And then obviously the first major one, the whole reason why we really decided to get back together was to talk about Miss Gypsy Rose fucking Blanchard.
Ironically, this will be coming out at a later date, but today is December 28th. It is exactly 1 year since her release.
Motherfucker, I didn't even realize that. Holy cunt.
I saw that and I was like, oh shit.
I need a sip of wine for that.
And in a year.
That's insane that it's already been a year.
I know.
I need to take my socks off for this because this is getting
hot.
It's already getting me. Yeah. So if you are not familiar with Gypsy Rose Blanchard, where the fuck have you been? Because
are you living under a rock?
That's exactly it. Because she was released from prison. Well, I guess in 2023. Yeah, 2020, December 2023. So it was the ending and just right before New Year's. So we're counting it as this year because there's just been so much that happened within the 1 year that she's been released that has everyone talking.
After she unalived her mother.
She unalived her mother, where she had someone else do it for her. She convinced or manipulated an autistic man to do the deed for her. She sent videos on how she wanted him to do it, and just so fucked up. Went to prison.
They were going to live a happy life. They were going to have babies and get married, and he is still in prison and will, unless, his case gets overturned or whatever. But one of the big things is her mother's crime scene photos got released, and
that was a big thing.
Holy shit.
What I have learned from looking at those photos, because obviously Ashley and I are very nosy motherfuckers and we have to see these photos.
Oh God, yeah. Someone had posted them on Twitter and I'm like, Vanessa, what did you just see? And then I sent you the link.
Oh my God. Okay, so there was a lot of photos and it's obviously of Diddy in bed. But what I've learned mostly is that I really should be wearing underwear to bed. Because her crotch was fully out there.
Oh,
well, obviously she was covered. I guess the blanket was on her. But they have to inspect her body, so obviously her hoo-ha was like fully just on out there.
And we saw it all.
The entire world saw her cooter. Like that. Ooh. Yeah, there was a lot with that, like obviously in all seriousness, that very traumatic. Not something that anyone should have seen, but obviously because she is a public figure, everyone is curious, and those things inevitably come out. So
yeah, just like any celebrity death, the photos, I'm trying to think of the one actor who OD'd and his photos got released like 10 years after the fact.
Well, even Liam Payne's death photos were released. We've seen those.
Yeah, and
So, like, no one is safe, and obviously we're gonna talk about
Mm-mm.
Liam in a bit, but because that was a big thing that happened, but no one is safe. Like, those things do get out
No.
there. People are curious. I mean, myself included, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
I don't know.
absolutely.
But I also remember, and I grew up in the age of rotten.com, and I
Yep.
was fascinated with that, where you could go see these gruesome death scenes and
Mhm.
just some really, like, fucked up shit. I'm fascinated with that. I love the gore, whether or not it's, like, real or staged. I love that shit. I even, like, specialized in, special effects makeup where I can make myself look really bloody, disgusting,
Yeah.
gross, bloody, shot in the head, all that gross shit.
I think it's something with our generation though, because I mean, we did witness the Twin Towers being attacked and seeing people thrown out of the building and whatnot. So like and we watched like 48 hours on A&E and like those types of
Mhm.
shows. So it's like that type of stuff doesn't phase us. Like it does, but it doesn't.
It's like it sparks more curiosity than anything.
Yeah.
I love however, when I'm around death, I don't even okay.
Mm-mm.
So recently I've had a little companion. It was my aunt's gecko who was transferring to be mine, just brought her to my house. And she sadly passed away because she was extremely sick. And I was just trying to nurse her back to health. It's getting to be minus 40 weather. I'm a walker. I don't really want to be walking in that kind of weather to go help this gecko. So it was better for her to come to me. However, once I realized that she died, I panicked and I was like, I can't touch it. I freaked.
You did.
I won't
You were
touch.
you were texting me and you're like, "I don't know what to do." And I'm like, I can't help you. You're on the other
I know.
side of the
You're on your
world.
own, bitch.
You're on your own, kid.
No, but for real, like, that's the thing, and I couldn't ask any of my neighbors because, like, I know how they feel about, like, my neighbor Carrie. Just like she was like, "I was not helping." Uh, but, like, luckily
Nope.
for me, I had, like, kitchen liners where my aunt used to have her on paper towel. If I would have lifted it, I'm sure it would have been fine. She's just a little tiny gecko.
Mhm.
But, I inevitably just picked up this, like, plastic kitchen liner that I had. It's, like, squishy foam, and I just, like I was so freaked out. But even, like, my past animals, I get so weirded out, and I know that I have to,
Mhm.
like, pick them up and things, but it was, like, it freaked me out.
Mhm.
It does not do well, but I like looking, I like observing. I'm such a freak.
We all
But
are.
it's just one of those things that yeah, that obviously it came out, it shocked the world, and
Yeah.
obviously more is coming out, and Gypsy is kinda became under fire for and, like, people are realizing much more of her lies and the things that she has said in the
Yep.
interviews post prison, and it yeah,
'Cause she
she's
just
just
released
getting caught in a bunch of shit.
yeah, she just released her book, her tell all. And the biggest thing is people are comparing that excuse me. Excuse me.
Bless you.
um, people are comparing that to past interviews, home tapes that have been released, and every few sentences that come out of her mouth are a lie. The biggest thing saying, oh, she wasn't allowed to have candles in her birthday cake, but yet there's photographs of her growing up as a child with candles in her birthday cake. And um other things was, oh, she wasn't allowed to play with Barbies. But in every photo, even photos leading up to her mother's death, there's Barbies. There's the Barbie dream house in the middle of their living room. So it's like, why lie about like the most simplest things? Obviously, there's a reason because you're a manipulator. Two, she's a pathological liar.
She really is. She
Everything
really, really is.
everything that's coming out of her mouth, "Oh, I don't speak to Ryan," but yet her account also just recently got hacked, and all of her DMs have been exposed, and they're all to Ryan, of how she still
It's
has
my favorite.
feelings to him. Oh my god, the drama. I'm just
I can't
like
do that to Ken, but you did it to Ryan. Okay, so just to backtrack, she got married while she was in prison. Well, she was dating Ken when she was in prison.
Mhm,
They got engaged. He left her. It was all too much. She got with Ryan. They got engaged and married while she was in prison. When she
mhm,
got out of prison, she left to go be with him. And then 3 months later, they're getting a divorce, and she's back with Ken. And then she's still married to Ryan, but is having Ken's baby, and then apparently within these DMs, it's actually Ryan's because they've been
Yeah,
manipulating the DNA test,
which
and it's so funny.
I had a feeling that that thing that came out was falsified just so she could expedite her divorce.
Absolutely.
And but in reality, I don't think she knows who the father is in true definition, and no
I
real
agree.
test has actually been performed. Those were just
And
falsified
apparently she
documents.
just spent like all weekend with him.
Yes. Oh my god, because
With
sh
Ryan, I should say, not
yeah,
with him, just with Ryan.
she couldn't spend any more time with Ken because it would have violated her parole because she had already spent too much time with him. Because she cannot live with him. You cannot live with
That's
him.
true. That's true. I get it. Like I would also want to, but I'm such a rule follower that I would be like, I have to just obey these rules. I have to stay with my parents or whoever the fuck.
Right.
Um, I just think it all got to where I, I still
I
think we're not done with Gypsy Rose because
No,
there's
and
also
I think
conspiracies where she's not actually pregnant because like her belly
yes!
keeps changing. And one day she's like super pregnant, and the next her stomach is super flat. So I don't understand. And
Yeah,
like people have seen her out and about, and
the
it's weird.
biggest thing is the Christmas photos, and I think her stepmother is in on it, not so much her father. I think her father just wants to be, in the background, I don't think he cares. He only cares what Christy wants him to do. I like any typical man.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and because if you look at the 3 photos, her dad has 3 different tattoos on the same arm, one that goes down past the elbow, one there's nothing there, and then another one that goes to the elbow. And
Okay.
they're all different. And then you look at the first photo of Gypsy and Ken, there's no belly. And then you see the third picture with all 4 of them, and now all of a sudden she has this big bump.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Yeah, it's like we know these fit photos are being manipulated. Every celebrity does it. Kim K has even admitted that, "Oh yeah, I don't post a photo until I Photoshop it."
Oh, I love editing photos, but mostly like I like fucking with lighting or like the backgrounds. I don't
Right.
necessarily like want to change, like I wouldn't want to be like sucking myself in. That's just unrealistic because then you're gonna see me like in a video or on like a podcast live or something, and then you're like, oh, she doesn't look like that.
Who the fuck is that?
Although sometimes I will take a photo, just like sidetrack. So my current like personal Facebook photo,
Mhm.
I was standing in that corner of my room and I had like a really good spot. So it looks like completely fucking photo like shopped or like face tuned. And it was just the lighting like in my
Oh,
room. I was like,
shit.
it's just like such a cool looking photo that it really did look like I was airbrushed.
Yeah.
And the only thing I did, I just put like a filter, like a darkening filter over it because it was like doing good, but I just needed a little bit more of darkening on the edges.
Yeah.
Um,
It was
but that
having this
was,
weird glare.
yeah, and I was just like, that's just what I wanted. And but it just looked cool. But I like adding filters. I think they're cool as shit, especially if it's like a purple or yeah, I like that stuff. It's so much fun.
And it's like I put filters on, like, through Instagram stuff and too,
Yeah.
but, like, I don't make myself look skinnier. I might, like,
No.
suck in this double chin, but that's about it.
Have you ever tried that fricking mewing shit where you like suck in the tongue to the roof of your mouth to try to I don't know. I can't do it.
I just
It
can't.
doesn't do
Look, watch my chin.
Oh, yeah, okay. See, I can't
Yeah!
do it. I can't do it.
That's
If I
that's
don't know
fucking
what it
weird.
was, I feel stupid every time I try, but yeah, I don't understand with Gypsy's belly. It's almost giving like Beyonce when she was pregnant with Blue and her belly squished on Oprah.
Yeah,
That's kind of what it's giving to me. But
yeah,
I
and
mean, I hope she's
considering
not faking it. Because that's
'cause
too long.
she's gonna be due in, what, a month?
Yeah, in January or something.
Yeah,
Sometime in
early
January.
mid-January, so she technically could pop any day, but she
Yeah.
doesn't look it. And I'm not discrediting anyone from, like, some people just don't gain weight, or, like, they get super heavy, but
Yeah,
it
yeah.
for how close to the end she is, it it's just there's not much lining up to it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so it's
That's
like
gonna be something that we have to look out for in 2025 is whether or not Miss Gypsy Rose is
has
actually
the
having a
baby.
baby. Um,
I feel like have you seen those Lifetime movies about the women who, like, dress up as nurses and go, like, um, capture babies out of the nursery and stuff,
oh,
and,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
yell them and stuff? I feel like Gypsy's gonna do something like that.
yeah. Right? Calling it now, that's the prediction.
Yeah,
Um, I guess, yeah, let's see about predictions for Gypsy. So, gonna keep an eye for one to make sure, like, see if she's actually having a kid.
yeah,
I would also just kinda like to see something else happen with Nick Godejohn, her, accomplice,
yes.
whether or not that's gonna be getting released early or, like, set a time or I don't know, like a retrial where it's find something or he comes out with a tell-all that really gets into, like, his
Yeah,
side of things, like, when if he actually grows, like, a backbone and is like, "Oh, realizes Gypsy isn't coming for
right.
you, bud," that
Like, obviously,
he's
in
gonna
the
tell
United
everything.
in the United States, Gypsy, unless she violates her parole, she cannot go back to jail for her mother's murder, because that's called double jeopardy, and that you can't try someone on the same thing that they've already been tried for
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
convicted for.
Yep.
Um, but I I do see her going back to jail for something
I do
else.
too. I think she's
Yeah,
gonna or everything is gonna pile up, and I
yeah.
hope something happens because I am not a fan of Gypsy.
No.
I think she's really fun to mock.
I
Like,
I
"I'm
liked
on a
her
high right now, and y'all can't take that from me,
the
and
D
the D
is
is
fire!
fire!"
I liked her years ago before she got out because, like, um, Munchausen by proxy is a thing,
Yes.
and yes, her to an extent, yes, her mother, did drug her, did medicate her, and but I feel like there was more to that story that
I
Gypsy
agree, but
was
we
in
can't
on it.
also get that because Dee Dee's not here to say her side
No,
of the story. So, and we're
Dee
only getting Gypsy's side. And
yeah,
so, obviously, you also forget that Gypsy was a full grown adult. She may have given the appearance that she was a young kid or even like an older teenager.
yeah,
She was not. She was in her 20s.
yeah.
She's very much like grown up and
She is our
knows
age,
better, you know? So like, she was what, 22 or 24 when
24,
she
24.
24. I was like, I knew it was
Yep,
something like that. But she was a full grown adult.
and
And
with Nicholas, I think, um, I think if the Menendez brothers end up getting released, I think they're
yeah.
gonna relook into Nicholas's case and get him released.
Do
I
you know
think
who
it's
else I would really like to see
who
get something done in 2025?
who
Tiger King, Joe
Ah!
Exotic.
Yeah, he's married again.
Shut up.
He is
That's
on he is
hilarious.
on his 4th husband. How has
Oh my
how
god.
has this man been married more times and I can't even get a man?
I can't even get one.
I can't even get one, and this man has had 4,
Right?
2 of
But
which
I
are
would love to
dead.
see him get out of prison
Yeah,
just
I
to
think
get some more like content on him. I feel like he would be a full-time content creator on
I
TikTok.
love Joe Exotic.
I I think it's I even got a someone sent dipshit had sent me this meme that said um something about like I don't like Christmas, or it's because I don't like carols, and it's Joe Exotic because I don't like carols.
Because I don't get
And then he was like, "Fucking bitch, screw
I
that bitch, Carol Baskin, vanilla killer hoe,
whacked him.
killed her
I
husband, whacked
whacked
him.
him.
Can't convince me that it didn't happen.
On that
Fed him
note,
to tigers."
I think it's gonna come out that they actually find his body, Carol's husband.
Because she keeps saying that he's alive, and like it's tried to come
Yes,
out saying that he said, "I'm alive and well," but no one's ever seen him. Like, come
but yet
forward, show your face if you're
his
alive.
ex-wife and his 4 daughters, your own children have not heard from you in decades.
Fucking for real.
I think next year is gonna be like an explosive year.
You want to
And
know what else is going to be explosive?
me? No, I'm just kidding.
That too. I am sure I'm going to get a text. I am shitting my brains out. I am so sure before the year is up, I'm gonna get at least 2
Oh,
more
yeah.
texts.
I'll
No,
do
P
it.
Diddy.
Yes. Oh, we're gonna move
So
right into this because
2024 also came out with P Diddy being all sorts of
mhm,
fucked.
we didn't get
Uh,
to talk about this, so we're talking about it now.
That's exactly it. We couldn't wrap up 2024 without talking about P. Diddy and all that is P. Diddy and his
Mhm.
craziness, because there's so much, there literally so much that is going
He
in
killed
with this.
Tupac.
Like,
He killed Tupac.
oh, I for
100%.
sure think, I think there's a lot of people. My favorite though is the Beyonce conspiracy theories that go along with this,
Because
because like with
everyone's
Kathy
thanking
White and like that
because the
Blue
people that
Ivy
thank
is
her
like,
are safe.
oh, yes, because if you don't thank her, then you're next. That's
Yeah,
why, and my favorite was that Kanye only stopped Taylor and interrupted her to
save her.
save her from Beyonce.
Which is kind of this is all hypothetical. It kind of makes sense because after that moment, Beyonce brought her on stage so that she could finish her acceptance speech, and she thanked her in that moment. If she hadn't done that, I don't think Taylor would be who she is today without that happening, that those events happening, because
Okay,
she
but
wasn't going to thank Beyonce.
I have a hot take though.
Okay,
Beyonce's not really good.
no, she's not.
I don't like Beyonce. I used to, she does have like
I
some good songs. I'm not gonna discredit
oh
Destiny's
yeah,
Child, because that Destiny's Child was a fucking banger.
I
But
love Destiny
however,
Child.
I don't understand the hype with her anymore.
The
Like, I think
thing,
she's done. And
yeah,
like I don't
well,
understand why she keeps becoming relevant, because at one point she was the most beautiful woman alive, but that's not true anymore. She's a beautiful woman, don't get me wrong.
oh,
I would
absolutely,
kill to look like Beyonce.
and especially at
Um
her age.
Yeah, oh, she looks fantastic. Not gonna discredit that in any way, shape, or form. However, I still don't just get the hype around her music. I'm not into it anymore. I don't see the hype. I don't understand why she's so,
The
as I guess she's
songs
a complete like legend at this point. I get that. She's one of the
I don't
greats. Because of her reputation. She 1000% is a legend.
like, from
Um,
an outsider
but I
looking
don't.
in, I don't see her as, like, I when it comes to that, you compare pretty much everyone to the 2 main legends, Elvis and Michael Jackson.
I almost said John.
John? John?
John Legend. I was kidding. I
Oh!
was kidding, but the two legends, and I was like, John.
And I don't see her on either of those levels.
No, but
And
do you know, but you also don't really see um like Britney Spears, but she's also the princess of pop, like
true.
um she's still an icon, a classic. Like,
Oh, yeah.
she is, I feel like Beyonce is maybe not on the same level as like Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley,
Mhm.
um, but
Even the
she's
Beatles.
going to go down in history as being
Even I forgot
the
the
Beatles,
Beatles
Marilyn
too.
Monroe,
Yeah.
all of that. Like she's going to go down in history, right?
Yeah.
It's not like I don't think Chapel Roan is going to go down in history like that.
No.
I think we're
She
all going to
has
forget about Chapel.
I already
That's
did.
another hot take. I think we're all going to forget about Chapel,
I
just kind of like we did with Vanilla Ice.
I
Even though it's
honestly
really funny that he comes back.
right. I honestly already did. Like, she had her 5 minutes of fame, and
Yeah.
then she caught an attitude and canceled a bunch of shows, and it's like, Okay, you're washed up now. No one cares about you."
But it's also that she likes to throw hissy fits. It wasn't even
Oh
her
god,
event. It was someone else's event. Was it like Olivia Rodrigo's or something?
I
And
don't even know.
she has like you calling
Mm,
out the paparazzi. I get it. Paparazzi suck. A lot of them do. There are some
mhm,
really great ones, but this isn't your event. Why are you drawing attention to yourself?
mhm.
Like, this is supposed to be about your friend,
Yeah,
and you're making a scene at her event. That is something that's a big deal to her. That is not a
yeah.
very good friend. I think she's just copped an attitude way too much. I don't think her songs are very good. Are they catchy? Will they get stuck in your head? Yeah, but most of the time not for a good reason. Um,
They were a good, like, dance hit, and we haven't had a dance hit in years.
I don't think she has any good dance hits because I didn't dance. I just get annoyed with that fucking hot dog song.
I am only thinking of
I know it's hot to go.
oh, w
H-O-T-G, whatever the
oh,
fuck's, yeah. I hate it.
well, the thing is it reminds you of Cotton Eye Joe.
Bitch, don't you insult Cotton Eye Joe like that.
No, I love but you look at it and it was a great it wasn't a
You're lucky you didn't say Lou Bega Mambo number 5. I'd be
oh,
like,
no! That would be an
we
insult. I
fighting.
love Mambo
We
Number
don't
5.
touch Lou.
No. A little bit of Monica in my
In my
life,
life.
a little bit of
Yeah.
Erica by my
By my
side,
side.
a little
Little
bit
bit
of
of
Rita is all
is
I
all
need,
I
a
need.
little bit
A
of
little bit
Tina
of
is what
Tina
I
is what
see,
I see.
a
A
little
little bit of Sandra
bit
in the sun. A little bit of Mary all
of
night long.
a little bit of Jessica, here I am, a little
A
bit of
little
you.
bit of you makes me your man.
Um,
Yeah.
no,
See, also Lou Bega, he's like, I do get it. He's not a top hit, but he's still so
no,
good to me.
he he had
Like,
he had
forever a Lou fan.
but with Chapel, like, it was a new age, what the line dance. It was a new age line dance that people hadn't experienced in many years. The last, like, line dance,
Which one was that?
Hot to Go.
Oh, that was supposed to be line dance?
Yeah, because you do H-O no, I did it wrong.
Oh,
Hottogo. You can take me hot to go.
do you remember like when you first asked me about Chapel Roan, you kept sending me all these fucking songs, and I'm like, why are you sending me children's shit?
And I
Because the
think
Pink Party Club. Hottogo. Why are we? Is this shit bananas?
yeah,
Bananas.
I
Stop trying to make
think
fetch happen, Gretchen.
I think the only reason why I enjoyed it so much was because of all the AI filters of, like, Plankton and SpongeBob and Squidward remaking those songs, and those were hilarious. I loved I think that's why I like the song so much, because of the
You know
AI.
what I realized? I can't say shit because do you know what goes through my head every 4 seconds?
Pata, pata,
Potato, potato,
pata,
potato,
pata.
potato.
Raven! Raven is obsessed with that song. I asked her the other day to sing it to you, and she's like, "Well, I don't want to."
Kissy face, sent to your phone. But I'm trying to kiss your lips for real. Uh-huh.
Pata, pata, pata. I
God, that
I
song is
hate that
such a
song.
banger. That was such a good way to end like 2024 with
Oh,
that song because it's stuck in my
oh my
head.
god.
Bruno and Rose from Blackpink did so fucking good on that. She is
Bruno
such a phenomenal singer.
Bruno is such an amazing songwriter,
He's
and
so good.
I
She actually wrote it
no
with his help.
shit.
She
Well,
wrote
yeah,
it
with
before.
his help, but yeah.
She had put it to the side, and
Right.
then after a while, because I saw that I saw an interview where she had said she had wrote it, but then they had shelved it, and then they decided, well, Bruno wanted to do something, so she's like, well, what about this? So then that's when they got to, writing it together over,
Yeah.
putting
It's
the final pieces. It's just so good.
it's funny, like, throwing it back to Beyonce for a minute. Um, the songs that I enjoy, but they're not by her, but the songs that she sings that I enjoy the most
Yeah,
are for her solo stuff is all the stuff that was written by Ryan Teeter, from One Republic.
I didn't know
And
that actually.
yes,
Okay,
he
which songs
wrote
are they?
um Halo was one of them.
Okay, that
Um
that's a fine song, but it's not my favorite.
uh Beyonce songs written by Ryan Teeter, whatever. Um
Pitter patter.
yeah, so he wrote Halo. Um, oh god, no. So that was the only one by him. So excuse me on that. But like he wrote Bleeding Love for Leona Lewis. He wrote Rumor Has It
Oh, I
by
like that one.
Adele. He wrote Maps for Maroon 5.
Meh.
Um yeah, like so he's an amazing songwriter. Um but when she was with Destiny's Child, I liked their first album when there was 4 of them, and Beyoncé was not the lead.
Oh yeah.
It was that other chick that ended up getting booted, and then it
Is
was
she still
Kelly.
alive?
I don't know.
But it's also okay, so with P. Diddy, it's also linked with, like, P. Diddy, Jay-Z,
Mhm.
with Aaliyah's death and Lisa Left Eye Lopez. And it was
Yes.
because they were trying to, or they were on the path to surpassing Beyonce, and,
Mhm.
that shit just wasn't happening, which is also really comical. Biggie Smalls is also involved, like, his passing. Michael Jackson's is, like, they're trying to link him to Michael Jackson's passing, Aaron Carter,
Mhm.
um I almost said Matthew Perry, but they've got the people that were linked to his death, and that were just like doctors and assistants and shit. That's also a thing that happened. Um, that's still really sad. Oh yeah. So and then also with 2024, that's also linked to P. Diddy, was Sean Kingston. Do you remember his
Oh,
bullshit?
yeah. Okay, so the other woman who was in Destiny's Child, her name is Latavia Robertson. She is alive. She was in Destiny's Child from 1990 to 2000. And
Oh shit.
guess who her partner's name is? I had to look. It's not you're gonna hear the name and you're gonna be like, wait, what? Don Vito.
Oh, really?
Not Bam Margera's father. This is this
I
is
forgot.
this is her hubby, Don Vito.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But I was like, wait, what? She's dating Bam. Now Bam was a whole other story.
God, Bam is such a shit show too, but it's
Oh
it's quite comical. That
god.
just but yeah, the Sean
Yeah.
Kingston stuff, he and his mother got arrested um for some fraud, and
For not paying the
but he
bill.
also is because yeah, for like getting a whole bunch of like furniture and cars, watches, like jewelry of all sorts, and then just claiming, being like, "Hey, I'm friends with Justin Bieber."
With with the Diddy things, they're trying to say that P. Diddy had his way with Justin Bieber for 24 hours
Oh, have you
because
seen the Leonardo DiCaprio photos?
yes,
That was a
yes,
thing that also came out. He was the first
yep,
round of photos to come out. There's also the J-Lo video that came out. I haven't seen it
yep,
yet though. Um,
I
to
have.
be fair, I haven't looked for it.
Oh,
But
it's
I
good.
assume because obviously J-Lo's connected with that. Ashton Kutcher's also connected with that. He and Mila Kunis had fled the country. Apparently Ellen DeGeneres also fled the country. Her and Portia de Rossi. Is that
Yep,
it? Yeah.
yep.
Um,
Because her show got canceled, well, years ago now.
yeah.
But they are linking her specifically to a lot of these crimes as well.
And Twitch Stephen Boss.
Yep, his death.
His death is also connected to that.
Mhm.
or suspected to be connected, I should
Suspected.
say. This
They're
is all
still
alleged,
this is
like,
all alleged.
it's not fully, but what I
We
also
have
wanna
no
know,
we have no proof.
the one thing that I do wanna know
Mhm.
is what happened to Ava,
Ava?
P. Diddy's adopted daughter? He had her on a live
Oh,
stream and was like, "This is like
I
she is
forgot
now,
about her.
um, Ava Combs," like,
I'd assume
and she was like
that
once and then just gone.
I feel like they have probably put, because you haven't heard anything about his wife, ex-wife, whoever he was with at the time. You haven't heard from her either. I think they put the 2 of them into, um, the witness protection
Protection.
program because I
Some
feel
form
like
of protection,
yeah,
of course.
because their safety is at risk because of the public, and just as more things come out against him, obviously they're going to continue interviewing them to see what they did or did not know, and they could potentially be witnesses in his trial,
Yeah.
and
Abso-fucking-lutely. See, you know
obviously
what I do wish though?
they don't want him to retaliate.
I wish his court hearings were televised like the
Me
Johnny
too.
Depp and Amber Heard, because
Yeah.
they're just, it is such a sought after case that we want to know, because this is obviously,
Mm.
it's affecting a lot of people that we know and love and, look up to, us commoners, us, poor
I
folk.
think at some point, and you and I have discussed this, I think once they find everything and release it to the public, it'll be the downfall of Hollywood.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, because
Everybody
there's so many people involved in this, like even
oh,
Tom
yeah.
Hanks.
Music,
Like, what?
and music, movies, the entertainment business, even, like, just randos,
Do you wanna know who it's not going to affect?
who?
50 Cent and Eminem.
Yeah, they were smart, they stayed the hell away.
They were like, they saw that energy and they were like, "Fuck you
Mm,
think you're doing, man? Fuck off out
Eminem
here." My favorite is seeing 50 Cent all over social medias, like, just mocking all of this shit. It is so
is so
funny. He's a funny man,
you
'cause
know who
oh, I
I th
love it.
you know who I think is gonna be name dropped next? And this
Who?
one might hurt your heart a little bit.
Oh, so I shouldn't smoke this right now is what you're saying, because I might choke to death because
You're either gonna laugh or you're gonna
okay.
cry, because you have seen this person before,
Oh, who is it?
Pitbull.
I knew you were gonna say Pitbull.
I feel like he's involved somehow.
Do you wanna know why I'm gonna say no?
Why?
Because he's not relevant anymore.
Yeah, true. He's Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. 305. No, because he didn't stay relevant. He was like, he's, don't get me wrong, he's pretty popular. Obviously,
Yeah.
he is known worldwide.
Yeah.
But um I just I'm sure maybe he's might have mingled, but you don't even see him at award shows.
No, because
You don't really see him, no.
he hasn't
But
released
even back then,
anything.
you don't see him out as often. You don't see him going to these things. I just don't think
Maybe that's
he's
why though.
have you, is there any photos of them together?
I don't know.
Let's I'm gonna just Google this. Uh P. Diddy.
Yes.
Oh, they have. Yeah, they have definitely. You
Yeah.
would like think that they would, I don't know.
I feel like
But
if
there are,
something
oh
comes
wait, there's a
out
TikTok video that says Pitbull and Diddy
oh,
allegations.
wait, what?
Oh, he's not on the list.
Oh! Yeah! Oh,
Yeah. I was like, thank God that, or bless God that
yeah.
Pitbull is not on Diddy's list,
Because the
because they
only
did actually
reason
release a list of a lot of the celebrities that
Mhm.
have been commingling, and that includes the Kardashians and
Oh, yeah.
Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez, Taylor
Yeah.
Swift. Um,
Yeah, because back to
Do I believe that Taylor had something with
I don't know.
man?
Because she
That
does have a
okay.
popping
I love
career.
I like Taylor
I
as
love
like an art.
Taylor.
I think she's a very sweet. I'm not a fan of like her newest music. I like her older
Yeah.
poppy shit. I'm not even a fan of like her first country album or like Teardrops on My Guitar and stuff like that. I don't really care for that. But like Shake It Off, I can get down to. But
Right.
whatever the fuck her other her newer side, I can't tell you. It's because the last album that she came out with, not the last one I listened to, whatever the fuck that one was.
Midnights
Some
or
midnight. I was gonna say something like Midnight. Yeah, that one. I
there
hated
was
it.
like
Hated it.
I did enjoy her country album. The her
It
debut.
was fine. It was
Yeah, it
fine.
was
Like it
okay. It
wasn't
was
like
yeah, there was
wasn't
debut
my favorite.
and then there was Fearless. And then Speak Now. Love Speak Now. That is my most favorite album. Then there's Red. After Red came 1989, then Reputation. After Reputation
There's a
came
few on Reputation that I like.
Lover. Lover is it's an okay
I
album.
don't care. I don't
That's
care.
that's the one she got a lot of backlash with because of Brendan Urie. She featured him on a song, and
Oh, right,
he
right.
was bad. He was bad.
Well,
Um,
yeah.
and then after Lover, her two albums, Evermore, for Folklore and Evermore.
Oh yeah.
It took me a long time to get into those albums because they were too folky, and I don't think she does folk well.
I
And
agree.
yeah, and then Midnights came out, and I loved Midnights because it mixed, like, 1989 and Reputation together and mashed them.
I did not get that vibe at
That's
all.
yeah, but
I
now
was like more bored and wanting to go to sleep.
but then there's the Tortured Poets Department that recently came
I
out,
didn't
and
listen.
I can't get into it. I can't get into it. It's great, great writing. I just can't get into the album itself. I've tried
Do you want to
so
know what I
hard.
want to know though?
What?
Is how can people write all these songs and not make them sound completely the same? Because that's what would happen with me. They'd all sound the exact same. Because like after like 10, how many more ways can you do that without sounding the same? Or like without sounding like totally like someone else's song?
Right. Well, I mean, look at One Direction. They did 5 albums in 5 years, and from the first album to the last album, they weren't completely different. It was still in the pop genre, but like their writing got better and like they started mixing like not techno, but like the EDM with it and stuff.
I just squished it. I was like, that's debatable. Got better. Um I really yeah, see,
You're
I'm more of a
you're
fan
just
of like their
mad.
first album
You're
with
mad
like
because Zayn wasn't in the last album.
well, no, see that's even fine. That's probably why I didn't even listen to it though. Um
Whatever.
I can't even tell you what was on after like okay, at this moment I can't tell you what any of their songs are called. Uh I know.
What makes
I
you
know.
beautiful?
Okay, that's why I couldn't remember the full word. I was like something about beautiful.
What makes you
Because
beautiful?
see?
Fuck, now I
See? See? See?
I know 18, No Control, Drag Me Down, You and I.
Okay,
Okay.
so in my head, I was just trying to think of Drag Me Down, and I was like, I just, I just in my head combined Drag Me Down and that Taylor Swift with the goat. In my head, I just went,
Nobody can
nobody
drag
can
me
drag me
down.
down. That's what I just did in my head.
It works though.
I-
Oh my god. But Drag Me Down
oh
was on their
fuck.
last album, by the way.
Okay. See, and I feel like it's all the same to me, and that's because they have a very similar sound all the way through.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so with Diddy, what do we see happening here? I feel like there's going to be something coming up with Justin Bieber this year. There has to.
Yes,
Um,
because I
I
wanted to make
also think that there's going to be, regardless, something happening with Justin
Mhm.
Bieber without that, because I still think that Sloan Bella that predicted that Justin Bieber's going to die between November and May. I
So
shouldn't laugh because it's about death, and obviously I don't want
with
anyone to die. But
with
um,
Diddy, I think something's gonna come out like it did with that other guy that was in jail. Can't think of his name, who was also a part of all these conspiracies.
R. Kelly,
No, 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 no.
but R.
Um,
Kelly's also involved with Diddy.
yeah, he is. That white guy, old white guy. He was like found for fraud and shit.
Epstein,
Epstein, yes.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, so I think
So I was
something's
like, I'm really going through with pictures in my head of every old white guy.
I could picture him, but I couldn't think of his name.
Yeah,
So
Epstein.
I think something major is going to come out like it did with Epstein case, and then
Oh,
Diddy
they're
is gonna.
definitely commingled. I bet you that
Oh
was
yeah.
like Diddy's master,
Oh
you know.
yeah. But I think something's going to come out in that fashion, and then all of a sudden Diddy magically is going to be dead, and then I
Dead.
think yeah, dead, dead. And then I think Usher is going to be getting arrested
Yeah, Usher too.
because of his
Ashton Kutcher, I
involvement.
think they're coming after him because Brittany
Their
Murphy.
their involvement with minors specifically.
Yes.
Because Usher, when he discovered Bieber was underage, and then Diddy had his way with him for 48 hours.
Did you see? I'm pretty sure we've talked about this, and I'm pretty sure I sent it to you. But did you see that interview with P. Diddy and Ellen? It was they're playing that 5-second game where you press the button and you say whatever.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Do I have to release the videos?" And she was like, "No, no, no!" Like, and it was like totally public. And he was talking
Mhm.
about all of this shit,
Yeah.
like right in front of us, and everyone's thinking it's just a joke. Ha ha,
And
he
we ignored it.
he.
We
Yeah.
all ignored it.
And
And
that's
he
like a
was
very real thing. So he can't even say like he didn't say none of that shit. He's
mhm.
very much open with all this stuff. And like my favorite is when he's in the middle of the court and the guy is like going over him and he's like just standing on his tippy toes, like trying to get a sniff of his balls.
Yeah.
And like
But I think those 3 are gonna die.
oh, and
Bieber,
Neo. Neo is also going down for that. Do you remember
yeah.
Neo?
Yeah, and I remember
Um
I love Neo.
I love Neo, but his baby mama has been really giving him shit and being like, "Oh, Diddy Jr.
Oh
When you
shit.
go, oh, you've not seen that
I
one?
have not
She was
seen this.
recording him. He's sitting on the couch. She's like, "Oh, Diddy Jr. You want to
Shut
go fuck
up.
him? Like, just go ahead, call him." Yeah, she was calling him Diddy Jr. She was
Shut
freaking out. And just wait
up.
till all this shit comes out. Just wait. And
Oh
I'm,
my
I love how
god.
I'm like in an accent. I get so excited because she was like, oh, I just love she really gave it to him. Yeah, the Diddy Jr. Ooh,
Yeah,
the Diddy.
I think all this stuff is gonna be released, of all these celebrities that are involved with Diddy, and a massive thing is gonna be put against him that would put him in prison or possibly the death sentence, and then Diddy's gonna end up
Mm,
dead, and then I think shortly after Diddy's death, Usher and Bieber will end up dead as well.
I'll be
That's
surprised.
that's what I'm thinking.
Mm, you know what I just realized though? I
What?
said Pitbull's not relevant anymore, but neither is Usher.
He isn't, but he is still kinda
But we
like
know he's still very much involved, and there is
Mhm.
evidence
Right, because
linking him to these some of these parties.
he is still producing. He's kinda
Also, Will
doing
Smith. Before I forget, he's also
Mhm.
involved with this. Um,
I
and
feel
he's
like
been one
something
of
with
Diddy's
Jada.
little bottom buddies.
Something with Jada is gonna come out.
Oh, guaranteed.
Oh, yeah.
Guaranteed.
Oh,
Obviously,
yeah.
there's gonna be like the whole family. That's why their kids are so fucked up, is because they were introduced to Diddy and his lifestyle
Oh, yeah.
very, very early on. And obviously, like uh Jaden is Jaden, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
Jaden. Um, he he's really fucked up.
Willow
He's come
and
out.
Jaden.
Willow has even gone on her mother's show saying like she's even tried like cutting her wrists,
Mhm.
like just trying to die. Everything was like so fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just wild to me.
Oh
I
yeah.
I really think that, like, they really did do something so fucked up to their kids. I really think that they are very bad parents, very bad people, and
Mhm.
I love Will Smith. I love watching him act in things. I think he's a funny
Oh yeah.
man. However, I think he's got a very I think he's
He
very sinister. There's something it's
I
almost like,
I don't
Robin
know.
Williams kind of
Yeah.
when you get so funny and, like, you're relied on you get very sick and twisted in the head, like, you get very
Mhm.
fucked. You get
And
very fucked in the head, and, like,
Robin
for Robin
Williams,
Williams, he took his own life,
he
as
was a
where Will
method
Smith I
actor.
think something is gonna be very
Yeah.
something big is gonna go down, and it's gonna we're we're gonna really see the downfall.
I
Like, we've
don't.
already started to see the
Oh
downfall of
yeah.
Will Smith with that Oscar hitting, right?
Oh
Um
god, yeah. For talking about his wife.
Mhm.
Keep her name out your
Your
fucking
fucking
mouth.
mouth. I thought that was a joke, and then he actually hit him,
Oh
and then
yeah.
he's like Chris Rock is like, "The fuck?" That was insane. I because you always think because that's how he plays things, like, even when he did, like, Fresh Prince, that's
Mhm.
kinda how his energy was, so, like, you're expecting him to be, like, funny, "Ha ha."
Yeah.
You don't expect him to just, like, nail someone in the face because he's talked about someone, so there's something's obviously building up. It wasn't anything that, like, Chris Rock did. That's
No.
that event is irrelevant. It's just that I do feel like something is gonna come out with more about Will Smith and Jada as well,
Mhm.
and their entire family really, because they've all been affected by all of this stuff. So I
Mhm.
I do predict something like with Ashton Kutcher.
Yep.
I do think something's with him. Justin Bieber for sure. I think you're right about Usher.
The thing
Neo as well because of his
Yeah.
baby mama.
There was 2 points, with Usher. Yes, he hasn't been relevant since what, 2014?
Mm,
Give or take, you know?
yeah, give or take a couple of
But
years.
he's still producing music. He's kinda doing what Simon Cowell did, because Simon
Oh,
Cowell
okay, okay.
he is not an artist. He I don't
Yeah.
he
Could you imagine?
I don't think he has a good singing bone in his name, but, like, that's what role Usher took on because he saw his career failing at that
Yeah,
point. He had been around since the early fucking 90s, and he didn't get a hit until what, 98?
yeah.
So, and he didn't hit his peak until, like, what, it was, like, 2004 when Confessions came out?
I was just singing Confessions in my head.
Yeah. These my confessions. What if that was his way.
His confession!
Yes! Um,
I think a lot of them are doing that. I bet you if we go
yes,
through a lot of their
that
old
came out in
music.
2004.
Oh,
So
you're right.
that
You were
was
bang on.
that was the peak of his career.
Yeah, with like Yeah,
Yeah.
and
2004 to 2008 was his career.
do you know who I don't think is involved with the Diddy stuff and it makes me very happy?
Who?
Luda.
Luda! Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
think
yeah.
Ludacris is involved at all because he's still doing phenomenal. But yeah, I
Um,
do. I
and then the
I
other
don't.
thing.
Obviously, I don't think that anything to do like I don't think this P Diddy stuff is going to be done this year at all. I think
No.
this is gonna be a very long thing because there's so many people wrapped up in this. This
Oh,
is
yeah.
going to be a very long battle. Um,
The other thing is I wanted to bring up about Ashton Kutcher specifically was his big Hail Mary, stop trafficking children, his
right.
cover. Was that his cover because he knew Diddy
Absolutely.
was
I totally
actually
didn't think
doing it?
about that.
Yeah, no, because he had gone to, like, the Supreme Court and all this shit.
Yes, you're
That was his
absolutely right.
cover. That was
That
his
was
fucking
totally a
cover
cover.
because his buddy was actually doing it and buying children.
That's insane. That is so something to think about because
I had it just had popped
Ashton
in my head.
Kutcher, they're coming for you, bud. That sounded so Canadian.
They're coming for you, eh?
Oh,
Oh
fuck.
god.
Um, so also okay, I also want to make a special um 2 of my favorite TikTokers
Mm.
this year have died. And it makes you're really trying to think who the fuck I'm talking about, aren't you?
I believe I know one.
Okay. You know what? I am going to um bring up one of them
I know the 2
or
TikTokers that are not dead that should be, and I know where you're you're fucking
Okay,
God.
so if you think you know one, who do you think it is?
The only one that I can think of, honestly, it was this guy. He did food reviews, and he passed early on in the year. But I don't know if you watched him or not.
No, who's that though?
Um. Oh God, what was his name? I'm gonna look it up real quick. Uh, Waffler 69.
I have no idea who that is.
Okay, yeah. I forget when he passed. Um, oh, he passed last year. Excuse me, I am a year off on that one. So no, I have no idea.
Okay, so what I am doing right now is I am downloading these videos so that
Okay.
I can put up um these, I'm not even gonna lie, these ones really, I cried my ass off um with both of these, especially this one. I go meow, I go meow. This is Calicat.
I forgot
She
about Kala. You literally just sent me a TikTok last night.
I'm gonna
Oh,
cry. My eyes are tearing up.
no.
I go meow. I go meow. She had such a viral song. See, I'm like so teary eyed.
Oh.
She had such a viral video of the I go meow,
Yeah.
and oh man, I really almost like dumped a whole glass of wine. But yeah, so Calla was actually very old. Um and she did die, and it made me so sad. I I really did bawl my ass off. Um
Oh.
so I can't find the song. So anyways, I'm going to bring up the second one
Okay.
that made me cry, and so this one
Bam,
is
bam, bam,
Resnor the
bam,
cat.
bam, bams.
And he does
Bam,
bams.
bam, 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 bam.
Bam, bam,
You
bam.
hungry?
Oh.
Look at him and his
Want breakfast?
thumbs.
So fluffy.
He passed
Oh,
away too, and I cried. Obviously,
not the
can you tell that
kitty.
orange cats? And if you're
Yeah.
watching on our YouTube channel in the background right now, there's my little
Loki.
orange cat, little Loki.
Loki.
And
Oh.
those 2 cats, they made me really sad. So that happened this year, and
Ugh.
I'm gonna cry.
It's sad when animals pass. Like that is the
I
absolute
hate that because I think of
worst.
like my boys.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, those were sad for me because I just think that they are super cute little kitties,
Mhm.
and they just do such fun things. But that I go Mal, that was stuck in my head. It's
I
like I
go,
go
"Meow,
Mal, I go
meow,
Mal, I
meow,
don't know
meow."
who I am. It was just so freaking
Oh
funny.
god.
Um,
Who
another little update with okay, who what?
who was your favorite TikToker this year that kind of went viral?
Oh, I know what your answer is. I already knew we were going to bring this one up. So yours is Girthmaster. But see,
Love
mine,
him.
okay. Obviously, I follow, it really takes a lot for me to want to follow like a human. I follow a lot of animals or my friends, you
Yeah.
know? Um, but the one creator that I have followed because they're just so fascinating
Mhm.
and this is perfectly going with Girthmaster,
Oh God.
is Blue-Eyed Kayla Jade.
Oh yeah,
First of
Kayla!
all, she is gorgeous, like
Oh yeah.
absolutely stunning.
Yep.
But like her stories, they're just so funny. Like, get ready with me. She is a full service sex worker in Australia. She's blonde, just fucking phenomenal body. She just like so funny. Just I'm so, and a lot of us are so fascinated with how, for one, this got on my FYP, and
Mhm.
two, we keep watching this girl count her money and like telling
Yes.
about the stories and like naming them. There was this guy, um, well, Peggy Sue, for one, the guy that likes to be pegged, and he got upset because he couldn't take Girthmaster's
Member.
it's back in stock.
Shut up.
I was looking at it today. If you use
I want it.
promo code GIRTH, you get X amount off.
I need to climb the
And
mountain.
it comes out to be like 50 something US.
I need to climb.
I'm not even kidding. I was looking at it earlier. I don't know. I went to
I mean, I
at his
could
X account because that's really like
where he posts
where
everything.
I will like find him. I don't look at TikTok. So I went to
He
girthmaster.com
he actually has
and
gotten banned twice now on TikTok.
it says buy my
His
clone 20% off code girth. And so with it automatically takes you to the Australia. But
yeah.
I just chose US and
Mhm.
it was 70 something dollars. And then
Which
because there's a
is
sale. There's a
still
sale
not
currently on.
it's still
And
not
then you take
bad
20% off.
because it's a Doc Johnson, and you know
Well,
those
yeah.
those celeb collabs usually run anywhere from $100 to $200.
Okay, so with his website, that brings you to wildsecrets.com.
Mhm.
If you're in Australia, it's $123.99. But you also get a free gift with it, and you can choose from a variety of things.
Free gift.
And
Does it come with Girthmaster himself?
however, it doesn't come with Girthfest. Fucking for real.
Double team.
Right? Why is it not taking? I was like, why is it not taking me to it's got to go to the US. I'm trying to find it on the US store. This is like turning out to be promo for Girthmaster. So it's $73.99 because you save $19 with the 20% off. And
Mhm.
then when you add it to your cart
I take
and
20% off more.
and you take your 20% off, it's $59.19.
I want to conquer Mount Everest.
Peggy Sue couldn't handle it. He needs to do more
I
training. But Kayla Jade
I
has been one of my favorites to watch this year. Um, Surprisingly, it's not any dudes. There's no big boys because last year in like 2023,
you were in your big boy
oh,
era.
that was
Oh
all
my
the big
God.
boys, man. I
Oh,
could not help
the
it.
biggest one, you were in love with, oh my God, what's his name? And then you
Because there was
found
a
out,
guy named Keith.
no,
And he was the brunette, but it was the one that's from Ukraine when he is because
no, not him, but yeah.
which
No,
one?
you found out he was younger than us. He's in his early
Oh,
20s.
right, that's right.
What was his
I
name?
don't remember.
What was
Oh,
his name?
that was so funny because as soon
You
as
were like,
okay,
you
so
were
I was
obsessed with him,
with
and then you were like,
this,
oh my God, he's 24. Ew.
I know, and then it was
Ew.
the Ukraine guy, however, because he was doing because you'd be like, I need a big, and then he'd like slap his belly and whatever the fuck reason. I was like, oh my God. But then I heard him speak and his voice was really high. And I was like, oh
And you sent me an update
I hated it.
recently, and
And
he lost
he's
all the
scrawny.
weight.
I
He
just
is,
like I'm spitting.
yeah, you were like,
It's just
ew.
not good. Not good.
Yep.
Yeah, I kind of just I don't see a lot of any of those on my FYP anymore. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy about not seeing it. I am very happy with all the animal content that I get and a lot of the bullshit drama that has happened. Oh, I did want to go loop back just to kind of go over our other older episodes if there was an update. The Matt and Abby, they got busted again for doing something dumb. We had spoke about them a while ago with Kay and Tay. Kay and Tay hasn't really had anything come up. They just really fought like hard, like just crazy to save her husband's reputation. All is well with them, like no shady business kind of popping up there. However, Matt and Abby got busted again for doing something dumb. This time they went on a cruise and they just
they locked their children in the room.
Yeah, they had 2 rooms. Their families were joined rooms and they just left baby monitors on and all their family went out to dinner for a few hours and just watched the baby. That's just so fucking crazy and wild to me. They definitely went under fire for that because for one, the Wi-Fi service is really shitty on those types of things. I can imagine, especially with a lot of people using it, things can happen. You know, things can shut off and then how are you going to get to them within 2 seconds, right? So those 2, I think they're definitely going to get canceled. I don't think we're going to hear much from them unless they really, really do something stupid. Right. But I think the next thing we're going to hear from them, and I truly believe this, I think we're going to hear a divorce. I think I think they're going to split.
I don't know about a divorce, but I do see CPS getting involved and possibly taking.
That's very true. Very, very true. And Ballerina Farm.
Yeah,
she ended up going to Greece, right?
Yeah, her and her husband ended up going to Greece. So
just to go back, she made a TikTok about Christmas or birthday present. She was like, I hope it's a trip, I hope it's a trip to Greece. And it turns out to be an egg apron.
Yeah,
and
hold eggs.
She has like a bunch of kids and is like a homemaker, does all this shit, and her husband's like super rich, and then he gets her an egg apron from the Ukraine.
Yep.
Instead of the trip to Greece, that she has very clearly made very apparent that that's what she wanted. And you get her an egg apron. I'm sure she wanted the egg apron at points, but like that's just as bad as the gift that I got, which was lock de-icer, a fucking little tube of liquid, so that I didn't get locked out of my house.
I remember that you got that for Christmas last year.
I was like, are you fucking kidding me? That's the same vibes.
Well, the one year I bought all of my gifts, and all I got from my ex was a little stuffed animal.
That sounds dumb.
Everything that I wanted, I bought myself.
Yeah, that's pretty well how it goes for me too. I did great with myself this year for Christmas, not gonna lie. I spent a fuck ton of money on myself and I am not sorry about it. Because when you've got a little bit of money to waste, let's waste it.
The fancy new money. No more issues.
Hopefully the fuck not. And also new computer. Yeah. And if you notice, we haven't cut out at any moment already, and we've already been an hour in, so that's phenomenal. So that has been a really nice ending to 2024 for myself personally. I'm trying to think. There was,
I know recently, I don't know, we didn't do a show on it, but or maybe we did. I know we just talk about it because you were talking a little bit earlier about you wish that the P. Diddy thing was televised. I do believe we're going to get a televised court proceeding, and I believe it's this new lawsuit that Blake Lively filed against Justin.
Oh, right.
Justin.
We didn't do an episode on it.
Okay. We were talking about it. Yes.
Yes, we had intentions to do that. So that is definitely a moment that came up this year as well. That's why I was like, I'm pretty sure there's so many things that we had set aside to talk about. This was one of the things. And
Baldoni. I couldn't think of his name.
Yeah, Justin Baldoni.
Yeah.
So they just recently did a movie
adaptation of It Ends With Us.
Oh, yeah, okay. See, that's what I'm gonna let you really
Yeah.
you watched it. I roughly know the drama. I was gonna say This Is Us.
Yeah. So I read the book and I saw the movie. It ends with us. It's a book by Colleen Hoover, which she has her own little drama. Allegedly her son raped a girl and she covered it up for him to avoid jail time.
Oh,
All alleged, but I don't know how true it is. That's more drama. Well,
interesting.
Justin Baldoni bought the rights to It Ends With Us, and then the follow-up book, It Starts With Us, um, to produce the movie. And it was supposed to start filming in 2020, but obviously the world was shut the fuck down. And
Y'all?
they didn't get it off the ground until 2022, and it just came out this year.
Yeah,
So it took 4 fucking years to make.
that's
So
insane.
right. They ended up starring Blake Lively, and Justin ended up taking the lead,
And
the
there was
male lead role.
obviously some controversy around that too because she's playing a
Oh,
much younger character,
mhm.
and she's not quite still that young looking
No.
anymore. I
In
mean, she's as I said with Beyonce, she still looks phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
Blake looks so good, especially for having 3 children.
4.
4?
4.
Oh
4.
shit. 4 okay, anyways. She's had a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
She looks phenomenal.
Mhm.
However, you can't play your early 20s anymore.
Mm. They were and I feel like Justin didn't wanna, um, cast her, but Colleen did because it was gonna bring, obviously, great press because Blake has a name, and her
Yeah,
husband is Ryan fucking Reynolds.
right?
So, you know,
And
it
that's
it
the
was.
only reason why she's relevant is because
Yep.
of her husband and Taylor Swift.
Yep. Um, but and in the book, it the character Lily is 23 years old
Yes.
and Ryle is 30. So there is an age difference, but in the movie, they aged her up to 32, which is still, she's pushing 40. You're not in your early 30s. And they kept him right around the same age, like 34, 35, which I found so weird because it just did not make sense with the storyline to age them up. It
Hmm.
just didn't. But
That's yeah, no,
yeah,
that's still so weird.
it
I
really is. Yeah.
that's one thing that I knew. So Ashley does send me a lot of the tea and the drama with it. But that is something that I did know is that there was some controversy with that. But there's
Mhm.
also, I guess, a lot of like S not what is it? It's not really like sexual assault, it's sexual harassment, I would say, right?
Yeah,
Is it
sexual
sexual
harassment,
harassment? That's
yes.
it.
Because
Um,
he did not essay her. There was no indication that that had happened, maybe some inappropriate touching or whatever.
yeah.
But when you look at the clips from production, you see her, like, guiding him, like, "Oh, hey, you need to go this way or this way." Like, she put herself in that director role when she was not the director.
And I think she's just a bossy human. I
Oh,
think if she were a
absolutely.
normal human, I think she'd be a Karen.
Yes. Oh,
She's just a
absolutely.
Karen with long hair.
Mhm. And
That's but
then
I think that's just, like, how she is regardless, because I think she did the exact same thing on, like, Gossip Girl.
yes,
Um,
because a couple of her co-stars came out after all of this came out because they were saying that she took over, that the version that was released was not Justin's version, it was
right,
Blake's version, that
right.
they re-edited it to fit her narrative,
Mhm.
and that's why it didn't make sense in conjunction with the book, and, things were, like, just it they screwed it up. They really screwed it up. And
Clearly.
because she wanted to use Taylor Swift's song, and the only way that they could use it was if she had her name as like an executive, because she's BFFs with Taylor.
Right.
I love the eye roll. So like all this stuff came out, and then
And also her shitty hair care line. My favorite with that though is, I get it, have a hair care line. But
right.
when you're promoting hair care, do not, for fuck's sakes, have your hair in a fucking rat's nest going crazy. You're trying to yeah, Ashley, you might as well have been the spokesmodel right now, because your hair is crazy. And that's how she was having her
Yep.
hair. Like, even when her hair's like down, she had like bits and bobs coming out.
Oh yeah.
What's gonna make me want to buy your product? And then her shitty interviews,
Oh,
like, I get it. It's clear that she was over the entire process
oh,
from the
absolutely.
very beginning.
Yeah.
And I get it. It took 4 years to really get this going.
Mm-hmm.
However, you still have a duty to this film to get people to want to watch it, because her interviews and like her and Justin's little tiff, I won't watch this show.
No.
Because
And
all I'm going to go into it thinking is, oh, you two don't fucking like each other. And you were being bitchy. And you were being stupid.
yes.
Like,
And
you guys are grown up. Fucking act better and like be together on these
right.
little press tours and shit like that.
But they
You
were
know?
so separated, and it
And
was
no
like
one knew.
everybody against Justin.
Well, and then he's telling one version of the movie and she's telling another. And she's like, everyone grab your dresses, or whatever the fuck. She was like,
Grab your
put on,
florals and
grab your florals.
and
Yeah.
your
And it was,
girlfriends and go see this movie. And it's like, bitch, this is
this
about
is
SA.
that's what I mean. That's what it didn't make sense.
This is about
And so I am
abuse.
more inclined, because I am actually more a fan of Justin Baldoni than what I am of Blake Lively.
Yeah.
I just think, don't get me wrong, I'm obsessed with Gossip Girl. I love her as Serena Woodson, but anything else, she's still just Serena.
Yeah, and it's funny.
She's still the dumb blonde mean girl
It's funny. I never watched
that plays
Gossip
victim.
Girl. I never watched Gossip Girl, but I loved her in Sisterhood of the Traveling
I was going to
Pants.
say that.
But I never knew it was her until like 2 months ago. I didn't fucking know. Had no clue. I knew Alexis Bledel, who was in it.
Yeah.
And I knew
America Ferrera.
Yes. Those are the only two actresses.
But there's also
there was Blake,
what is,
and then I can't think of the other girl's name.
I know, and I know what her name is, but it's blanking on me right now. But that's just unreal. So yeah, there's a lot to
Amber Tamberlin.
That's it. Yeah, I was like, I knew what her name is, but I just couldn't.
But I
only
knew America Ferrera and Alexis Bledel.
Yeah,
because America she was in a lot of Disney films.
Yeah,
and then Alexis I knew from Gilmore Girls.
She was also Ugly Betty.
Yes.
I've only seen a couple episodes of Ugly Betty. I'm not even a fan of America, but I know who she is.
Right.
I think she does great with what she does, but
I feel like with this lawsuit,
she's always like the background, like the second character, and that's I mean, other than Ugly Betty. So that's something that's more mainstream and popular. I would like to see more from her, but with Blake.
So for those who don't know, Blake filed a lawsuit against Justin this past Saturday, a week ago, alleging, a horrible
said I looked fat.
This, that he was
text messages have been revealed
he was trying to be sexual, this, that, and the other thing. I do think there is one truth to this story. I do believe he called her fat because when she first started filming, she had just had her 4th child. So I do believe,
okay, you know what I think? I think he might have said something along the lines that all men do when they're not when you don't look your best and they're trying to be so nice.
Mhm.
And the woman always takes it as, did you say I'm fat?
Yeah, or like I feel like maybe they were trying on costumes or something, and because she ended up using her own
It
wardrobe,
might not even been the word fat, but that's how she
interpret
took
it.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I get it because
yeah.
I am very much known to be like, if someone
She
like the other day, my landlord was like, I have no friends except for you, Carrie. And I was like, excuse me?
what about
And I
me?
was like, I'm standing right here. Yeah. So then the next day he comes to my door with a big old present and flowers and gave me wine, chocolate, and flowers.
Um, but what she's
He also gave her
alleging,
some too.
yeah. What she's alleging, I don't believe actually happened. She's just mad that all this bad press came out
Yeah.
against her and is proving how terrible
And
of a
it's
human being
affecting.
she is.
Yeah.
Because, like, she talked about being the intimacy coordinator. She talked about taking over directing. She talked about how she had to use her own wardrobe because it did not fit the film. That
Hey,
wardrobe was
no.
hideous.
Talking about wardrobe, going back to Gossip Girl, she also flipped shit on them because they gave Leighton Meester, who was Blair Waldorf, a better wardrobe than
Yep.
she had. So she always flips shit about her fucking wardrobe. She wants the best of the best no name brands. She
Yeah.
wants her Mez, she literally wants everything that's like high
Mhm.
end. And that is just not in every production's budget. There are
No.
things that they allocate those funds better.
Mhm.
So if you're going to take on some responsibility in the production of this film, then yeah, you're going to have to sacrifice. But like, you don't
Right.
need to put that in there because then you're just looking. You know what she is? What do the kids say these days? She's a pick me.
Yeah, she's
She's
a
a
pick me
pick
girl.
me girl.
Yeah.
She's a pick
She
me girl.
she is the definition of Meredith Grey in the first season of Grey's Anatomy. Pick me, choose me, love me.
That was me with my ex, not even gonna
Ah,
lie.
me too. Now I could care less. Please do not pick me. I do not want to.
Don't pick me. Don't choose me. Leave me the fuck alone.
I am the fat kid that doesn't get chosen for kickball. Please do not pick me.
Man, I just had balls thrown. Oh wait, no, balls thrown at my head, but like not like smack, 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 but like
Balls on your chin. Balls on your chin.
I was just smacking balls on my forehead. I just pictured one of my ex just tapping, or like he took his dick and went smack, smack, smack on my forehead, or smack,
I'm
smack,
just
smack on my cheek.
or yeah, when they take their dick and like slap
Yeah.
your cheek with it, like
Honestly,
getting
it's
away
funny.
from me.
That shit is funny. Like that's my kind of sense of humor though, because like
Mine
if I'm
too.
just like laying there in bed and all of a sudden you come up to me and you're like, look at my wiener, or you try to do the helicopter or
Yeah,
something, or like you just come up to me and you go whack whack. I think that's funny. To me, that's hilarious. Unless I'm in a bad mood, then don't take it out and try to put it near my face because I'm gonna bite it.
that just made something pop into my head.
Oh,
Push pop.
push pop.
We
He
won't get into
knows. I tell everyone when there's a nickname, and if you're going to my phone or something, I tell you. So one of my exes is named Push Pop in my head. So if you look at a man's and if it's uncircumcised, it looks like a push
push
pop.
pop.
So
A
that's his
surprise in
nickname.
every bite. Ugh.
Oh, you know what? With him, it probably is.
I didn't even think about it when
Thankfully, I
I
never got
said
any surprises.
it. I didn't even think
Thankfully,
about it
I
when
was
I
one of the
said
women who did not get any surprises from him.
it. But yeah, I think this one's gonna be televised just like the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
Oh, because she's gonna love the publicity. She's
Oh,
totally gonna be
absolutely.
like, my dog stepped on a bee.
But I feel like it's going to lean
Not gonna
in.
lie though, that shit would slap, as
Oh
the kids
yeah.
would say. It'd be so good. I would
I
watch that shit. I was obsessed with
oh
the
yeah.
Johnny Depp one,
Oh, I was
but
too. We were watching it every damn day.
it was so
Um,
good.
I feel like if it does lean towards her way, it's only because she paid off the judge.
Oh, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Because like I mean, yes, none of his previous co-stars, like from Jane the Virgin,
God, that's where I found him. It was so good.
none of them have spoked about him, but they haven't spoken ill will about him either. So I don't like, yes, every man makes comments, whether he means to intentionally or not. And like you said, I think that's just something he said something out of context and she took it badly. And then, the press got a hold of it and just,
Yep. But she's also running with it too. That's the
oh, yeah.
thing.
Oh, yeah.
I think she wants this. I I just I think
But
she's just a big old Karen.
it's funny because none of the co stars have spoken about her acting at all in the movie either. In all the
Hmm.
interviews, they just kind of glossed over and was like, "Oh, it was great working with Blake," and then moved on to the next question.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't think they want a lawsuit. So
No.
I don't blame them at all for that
No.
because I also would not.
Oh god. No.
That's also something to look forward to in 2025 because you know that shit's going to go down. Do you
Oh
want to
yeah.
know what else was a great way to end 2024?
What's up?
I'm bringing sexy back. Nope.
Yep.
Mr. Small Wiener Justin Timberlake.
You
So
know
on
his
TikTok.
you know his dick was not in that box.
Okay. Right. It's not my dick in a
Dick in a
box.
box.
Um so on TikTok, so Justin's been on his tour, he's it clearly didn't ruin the tour. So he's on this tour, and in part of his tour, he's suspended on this platform and he's raised forward. So he's obviously got a harness that is, cutting into
His groin.
his groin, and there was not much to look at. You would think that it was a female, by with what little has come out. And then my favorite part about this is referring back to Britney's autobiography, um, where she's talking about having sex with Justin for the first time. She was like, "Okay, I'm ready," and he's like, "It's already in," and she was like, because she couldn't feel it. There was
She
nothing
didn't
there.
feel anything.
Like, that's what I'm saying. And oh my God, like when you have, like, even for myself, I remember mine, um, that I remember him just being like average size. That's cool.
Yeah.
But when it went in, I fucking felt that.
Oh
And
yeah.
it hurt. Like,
My first time, it was uncomfortable at first. Like it didn't hurt, but
I was definitely like, ooh, and then I was like, I don't like
he
this, but it was fine.
he also thought that he was magnum size, so the condom was a little too big. He was
See,
not. He was
that
not.
is where I am happy my autism, like, really, because you will see the look on my face, like when I like eye roll and stuff, like half the time I don't even know I'm doing this or when my face changes. I
Yeah.
can see it now because I can see myself and I'm like, um, every dude thinks that they're magnum sized,
And
and then you really
I've
just
shown
have
you
this little
my
peanut.
yeah, you remember my first
Yeah.
boyfriend. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I was like,
He
"Wait a minute,
definitely
that's what
did
we first
not
met."
give big dick energy.
No.
So
Oh, no.
none
He
of yours
wasn't.
have been given big dick energy.
No. God, no. No.
Not okay. Push Pop wasn't bad, not gonna lie. He's got a bigger wiener.
I've had
But
bigger.
but I've had bigger. That's the thing.
Mhm. Oh, yeah, I have
Um,
too. I puked on one.
that was so funny.
That's still my favorite story to tell.
It's mine too. Half of my favorite stories to tell people are of you. Like, you didn't know you were pregnant until you were in labor because you went to the hospital, thought you were having really bad back pains. Turns out you're in labor. You go home with a kid. And then you message me the next day and you're like, I had a kid. And I'm like, the fuck?
You were like, "What chapter did I fucking miss?"
Because she was like, that okay, they just a little brief thing in Vanessa perspective. Ashley is like super single. I don't know why I don't have a boyfriend. I really want a boyfriend. Then she meets her ex, and then she's like, I got a boyfriend. And then she's like, I want to expose it all.
Surprise, shut it.
And then she's all like fisty. And then which is like she goes from like having no sex to fisty. And then all of a sudden she's like, surprise, I had a baby.
Surprise, shut
it. And like just out of nowhere, she had no idea.
Nope.
And then it's because you threw up on a dick. No, and then another new one is that she blacked out and chop. He deserved that one.
Oh,
he deserved that one. God damn. It's just so many good times.
That was the last time I interacted with Massimo.
Fuck you, Massimo.
Oh, God. I hate, if I ever see him out in public, I'm gonna punch him in the dick.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna
that
call
is
you
just
first.
So good. It was just way too good. Yeah, Justin Timberlake.
Oh,
fuck you.
So small.
Fuck you. It's just like, it looks like nothing. It's like
so funny because since that got released to the public, he has made his drape longer, so
that's right.
They're now calling it a modesty blouse.
We hurt his feelings. Just fuck you.
Oh God,
that was hilarious.
NSYNC needs to come back minus him.
See, then I don't think it would be any good because I don't think any of them are good on their own. Don't get me wrong. Okay, I was gonna say I love all of them. However,
I love Jason.
I love Lance. I think Lance is doing phenomenal.
Lance,
I think he's going to keep doing phenomenal on his own.
Fantastic.
But I don't think he's going to do great singing.
Which it's so
I also don't like Chris Kirkpatrick. I think he's going to go nowhere. I think he's done.
No,
he's irrelevant.
Him and Joey are irrelevant.
Joey Fatone. I like Joey. I like Joey much more. However, he's very irrelevant now.
Oh yeah.
He's one of those like Dancing with the Stars trying to get back
the
to
only one that is still relevant.
Stop trying to make fetch happen.
The only one that's still relevant.
And then JC Chazé, I still think it's so funny that it was Joshua. He's not. No, he's a JC. You can't tell me that his name is Joshua.
His real name is
Joshua Christian. Something like that.
No,
I'm pretty sure. I'm totally watch is totally lying now. Joshua Scott. That's what it is.
Joshua Scott Chazé.
Yeah. So, and he's also to me like irrelevant. I don't hear much from him at all. I don't think it would, but however, he was one of my favorites.
Allegedly,
I really like JC and Lance. Those were my two favorites.
Allegedly,
I do regret letting go of my Lance marionette. I had all the boys and the marionettes, but I left them behind in Newfoundland with my cousin. And then obviously after so many years, he gets rid of my things. So
I had all the marionette dolls, but they burned up when my house burned down. So
right.
I do not have those. Allegedly when they were trying to do a reunion, when they did that one performance on the VMAs when Justin was getting his like Michael Jackson award, they were in talks about doing a world tour.
That would be so dope though. I would still go see it even if it was Justin Timberlake, not gonna lie.
And allegedly, it came out that all the members were in except for one, and everyone alleged that it was Justin because he was so big at the time, and it was JC. It was JC all along. He didn't want to do it.
Yeah, I knew it had to be something other than that because Justin was, he had a lot going on, like Trolls movie and blah 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 blah.
Right.
He's obviously got his own shit and he's got a family and whatever. Yeah. But yeah, JC, I feel like he's just more of like behind the scenes producing that kind of thing. But
I
Chris Kirkpatrick, I'm gonna get your ass kicked. Was it that Eminem lyric?
yes.
That just stuck in my head. However, he was never my favorite. He was one that I
No.
just did not give a shit. He's like, if you Backstreet Boys, Kevin. Kevin Richardson was my
I love
least.
Kevin. Okay, so
Chris is the Kevin to me.
I didn't like Howie D until
Also Howie D. I only started liking him more as I got older.
so I had to like him for like a hot minute because a company that I was working with, he was working with at the same time, and he was
Oh.
creating children's music for this company. But it was really cool.
Ew,
Like
I hate that.
I got to talk to
Get
him.
down, and move it all over. Ooh, and then to go into fucking HOTT.
No, like he was doing Wheels on the Bus and stuff like that. But
No,
yeah,
I don't like it. I don't like
no,
it.
it was actually really good.
You know what I just realized? I
Surprisingly.
feel like I got a lump right here, like just a fat roll on my neck.
I
I just like
I have
see
three.
it. I feel like I don't know if it's
God.
the joys of being 30. I'm realizing that I'm getting a fat roll on my neck mid podcast.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
just look at this thing. Like I get I have a double chin, but like there's this whole section right here.
But with Howie D, when the pandemic was happening, we needed more stuff for the company I was working for at the time, because the world was shut down, and and I got to talk with him on Zoom. So it was really cool. So I can technically
See,
say I
I would
met one of the Backstreet Boys. I didn't meet him in person, but I met him. And
I
talked to
I
him.
would not gonna lie, even like I may talk some shit. I would still lose my mind. I wouldn't know who Christopher Patrick is, not gonna lie. I don't even know if I can tell you what he looks like at this moment, but I would lose my mind over Joey Fatone, Lance Bass. Oh, I'd lose my shit. I think I would totally tell him that he was my favorite. I had a huge crush and then
Oh,
was
yeah.
devastated when I found out he was gay. But now like I
Yes,
love that for
I
him.
was too.
I
Oh
just
my
I
God.
love him and his husband, and I
Mm,
just
My
I love them.
my dream tour, and it is semi possible with the exception of one. It was 4x. It like this was well, we could throw in 5 really. It would have been
Okay, wait, never mind. Never mind.
Britney Spears,
Okay.
Dream Street, which that is no
Can
longer
I pause
possible.
you? Okay,
Yes.
wait. I want to pause you to tell you why I'm laughing so bad because you said it's 4, right? Yeah, there's
Yeah.
4. And you're talking about there's 4 people, right? There's 4 like things, right?
Oh,
Is that what you right? You're telling me there's 4, then you were like, or 5,
no,
right?
like 5
Okay.
acts.
That's okay. That's exactly what I mean, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're referring to. When I in my head. And
4,
I'm
4,
like,
5.
I was like, wait, which ones are 4? Like, which band is called 4? And then you said 5.
But
And then
there
I'm
is
like, oh, yeah, 5. Like, everybody get up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 will make you get down now. Bring it on. Bring it on.
oh
There's a band
my,
called 5. So,
I
like, that
know.
made sense to me, but then it really clued in once you started naming. Okay, anyways, redo your list again.
Yeah.
Because
So
I couldn't get over it.
my dream tour that I think everyone would lose their
Yep.
goddamn shit over. Britney Spears, Dream Street, which that is no longer possible because
That
Chris
was
Truesdale has sadly passed away.
yep.
Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, and Spice Girls.
Okay.
I would
Spice Girls.
I would sell my kidney on the black market to go to that tour.
Okay, this is totally not even 2024 related, but I don't even give a shit at this moment. We already knew this was going to be a long episode before we even
Oh, yeah.
started because it's 2024. We got to wrap it up. This is a big episode regardless.
There's so much shit
But
that happened.
so I'm with you on Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, Spice Girls.
Yes.
However,
Who would you replace Dream Street and Britney with?
I gotta really think about this because I had so many obsessions.
Oh, yeah.
So
It's the ADHD. We hyperfixate on stupid things and then, move on to the next thing.
oh. Okay, so I just Googled 2000 bands
Mhm.
because that was like pretty much my because like those three that covers like the 90s, me
The
growing up there.
90s. Yes.
However, the first one that popped up, and I would say that that's a big one for me, especially in 2000.
Mhm.
And it's also not, well, technically it's possible, but I won't go see the new. Is Lincoln Park. I would need Chester.
Yeah.
I would need Chester.
That chick needs to
I
go.
get it. I don't. I would want Lincoln Park. Um, but as for like,
Like, because
I
there
feel
was
like it's gonna
also 98 Degrees.
see. I was that's not a dream for me. Because I
I've
watched
seen him.
Nick Lachey and
I've
his
seen him
wife
live.
Vanessa.
I saw him live with Aaron Carter, so they
Yeah,
are okay. It was
it
way
wasn't my
after.
favorite.
It was way
I would say, if
after.
anything, like I listened to more of like Five, and that's like a British band.
Mhm. Do you remember
Baby, when the lights go
Westlife?
out. Oh yeah, Westlife, or yeah, I
Oh,
remember it, but I wasn't a fan.
yeah.
Um, I'm just like a lot of mine. I'm even like, are these just Canadian? Like B44 apparently is just Canadian.
You know who I would love? I wish still to this day. This happened in 2000, and this shit still pisses me off to this day.
What?
Hold on, now I forget their name. I went on that
Do you
rant.
know S Club 7 would also be pretty fucking dope? They've recently
Oh,
started.
there we go. Yes, S Club 7, love them. Okay, so
O
back
Town
to
would
my.
also be dope.
But Ashley isn't in the band anymore.
Ashley can get back in the fucking band. He isn't dead.
O Town has been touring now since 2018. Minus
They're still
Ashley.
touring.
Yeah. They're
Ashley
doing
was the best part.
they're doing this. They are actually touring, ironically, they were touring originally with Lance Bass, and then Lance had the babies. So now he's touring with Chris Kirkpatrick and Joey Fatone and Ryan Cabrera. Aaron Carter was a part of the tour. It was like a back to the early 2000s tour type thing. LFO is a part of it. That's another one.
Oh, LFO was a good one.
Even though two of the members are dead, so it's just one guy.
Do you want to know who my last one? Oh, never mind. I got it tied. Oh, I just fucked myself up.
Just say them both. We can add more.
Aqua and Venga Boys.
Aqua! I totally forgot about Aqua. Okay.
But Venga Boys has been doing some shit. I've been seeing their TikToks.
I was supposed to see the Venga Boys in 2021 up in Toronto. It was originally in 2020, then they postponed it to 2021, but because Canada had all these like rules and shit, I still couldn't get over to Canada. So it
Yeah.
stopped. Okay, so back to my little rant that
Yep.
this happened in 2000, and it still to this day pisses me off because I would have loved to see this band in concert was Together.
Oh yeah.
But they were fake.
Two.
They were fucking fake.
Right? That was so funny.
And the one guy is dead now.
That sucks.
What was his name? Is it Jerry O'Keefe? No.
Do you know? I don't know, actually. I have no idea of what any of their names
It
are.
was that young babyface one.
Yeah. I have no idea what his name is, though.
I don't either.
Half of even I love Five, but I can't tell you what any of their names are.
Okay,
Not at all.
it was Michael Cacone, and
Oh.
his stage name for that band was QT.
Okay.
Jason QT McKnight.
Do you know which will be on both of our lists, but is now no longer possible?
One Direction.
Yep. So I guess we should end this episode.
I do have a prediction, but I'll save it to the end.
Yes. So we're going to end this episode with talking about the biggest thing for at least us in 2024. And that is Liam Payne of One Direction passing away in Buenos Aires. And
Argentina.
it's just why?
Man down.
Just
Bum. No!
Loki even woke up and was like, the fuck? That it's still so unreal. Like he fell from the balcony. We've obviously seen, like we've mentioned this before, we've seen the photos, but there's still so much more coming out about it. He has finally been buried and put to rest, which is freaking phenomenal because Argentina was holding his body, and obviously for many
For a
different
month.
reasons. It was for a month.
For a month.
And there were different reasons. They're trying to find out what happened, and obviously trying to
Piece everything
just
together.
just finding out what happened in every sense of the everything.
Right.
That's they're just trying to figure out what the fuck happened. They need to investigate the
Because
body. There's so, because this is such a fucked up situation,
yeah,
something that came out of nowhere. It's not like he just had a natural passing. He
no.
fell from a 3-story balcony,
And it
and
was proven that it was not suicide either. So
it wasn't suicide
it was
because
not
there are
one.
CCTVs,
Yeah.
from
It was
across the street.
not intentional.
There's been CCTV within the building.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much. There's people that have been pulled in for questioning and accusations. There's so much. I just know for 2025 that I just feel like this is where it's going to be put to rest. I think 2025 is going to take a while, but I do think it's going to be done within
I don't
2025.
feel like it's gonna be until like a year of his death.
Yeah, that's exactly, like I'm thinking like really late. Like I'm
Yeah,
thinking in my head it's like September to
towards the
November.
end.
Like those are my like months that I think it's going to be dealt with, because there
Because
is so much to look into and things that
yeah,
they've already started looking into, that they've been looking into for quite a while. And
Argentina
obviously,
is now looking at Kate Cassidy and is speaking to her.
which is so bizarre to me. And I actually do want to speak
Yeah.
about Kate Cassidy,
Mhm.
because I think to blame her in any sense is absolutely bizarre. I don't know this woman. I'm not a fan of her. I didn't know of her in any other way besides like
She
recently, like at Liam's passing. A little bit before that, came across an FYP and realized, oh, he has a girlfriend, obviously, because
yeah.
there's a blonde lady. And then
Outside of Liam, she
she
wasn't
wasn't
relevant.
relevant.
No.
That's exactly it. And especially with this becoming, she's very much relevant because, a
It's
beloved
Liam
person
fucking
within the
Payne.
world. It's Liam fucking Payne. It's Payno, man. He
Payne,
fucking passed.
Payno.
Yeah. So I think it's absolutely bizarre. So the whole thing is that they went to Argentina to watch Niall Horn, who is also another member of One Direction. He was performing there, his solo tour, and he obviously wanted to pay tribute. Liam was seen there, obviously acting erratic. He's clearly like intoxicated of sorts, whether that's from drugs or alcohol or a mixture of both, because he has been known to do that. However, they decided to extend the stay for whatever reason. After 2 weeks, Kate Cassidy was just tired of it. She did make a go home from Argentina with me type vlog,
Yeah.
and she said she had been there. She just was tired of being there. And clearly, Liam stayed around. It was rumored that he had to, for whatever visa purposes, that he had to stay in Argentina
Mhm.
for an extended amount of time. But Kate just wanted to get home to Florida to just be at home.
Right.
So, um, that actually I believe to be factual. I don't believe whether or not they had a fight
Mhm.
in between her wanting to leave, which I believe, if I'm just speculating, that's all this
Right.
is speculation, is that it's very well known for Liam to, and this is also partially due to his dad mentioning it, is that being alone in a hotel is the most lonely feeling in the world. And Liam is already feeling lonely enough, and especially being in the limelight, you do
Mhm.
tend to feel even more lonely because you don't know who you can trust. You don't know if the people that you're around are just going to just be wanting to sell off information about
Yeah.
you. And so you have to keep your circle extremely small.
And that
And
was That was one of the biggest things too that he had spoken about in previous documentaries, that
I
he
love when you say that because I say documentary.
um,
Documentary, documentary.
documentaries, um, that he had the ability to do whatever the fuck that he wanted. He had the money, he had the
Yeah.
resources, but because of his fame, he could not. So they locked him in the hotel room, and what was there? The minibar.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And so you learn you have your inner demons coming out.
Mhm,
And so she so this is my speculation is that she's expressing she wants to go home. He
mhm,
gets upset because he wants her to stay. She wants to go home, and that's it. She decides she's going home. She books everything. He's upset and he goes to another place, decides fuck this. I'm going to get fucked up, getting
mhm,
all the liquor, all the drugs. We're calling a couple escorts.
mhm.
Um and I'm just fucking partying until I have to go home. And
I think the
I
only
that's what I think happened.
right.
However, to blame her
No.
for saying you should have stayed, shoulda, coulda, woulda,
Right.
like, you can't exactly change it. She needed to go home. She had other things to take care of. She is her own person. She's not his caretaker. She
Mhm.
is his girlfriend. However, she is not his wife.
Exactly.
She is not
Um,
his mother.
mm-mm.
And
He
he's supposed to be a responsible human
adult.
being, a adult, and he should, be able to be alone. I get that from being from a young age and being super popular, famous, not being able to go out, do anything and be a normal kid anymore. And even though he was late teen,
Mhm.
it's still a big thing to lose, and it fucks you up. It really does. I mean, even look at Justin Bieber. He got pretty fucked up real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
I think the only thing that it's not even an involvement. I think she relied heavily on what's his face? Um, that was charged for abandonment.
the security guard,
No, his old manager or whatever, hon.
Roger. Is that
Yes,
the guy?
yes,
I thought it was
Roger.
security guard.
No, no, he was an alleged manager of Liam's at some
Okay, so
point.
I thought he was that's who okay. Roger's who I was thinking of. That I thought it
No,
was security guard.
no, no. I think
We just laughed the
she
exact same, by the way. We
what?
both went.
Um, I think that she may have went to Roger and was like, "Please keep
Yeah.
an eye on Liam, take care of him, make sure he
Yep.
doesn't get into any trouble."
Yep.
I think that was her only involvement, that she
Yep.
relied so heavily on Roger
Yep.
to keep an eye on him. Yes, Liam had security. Yes, Liam was still gonna go downstairs and meet fans whenever the hell he wanted to, as long as they knew that he was still present.
But that's a lonely behavior because
Yes.
no celebrity is actually doing that.
No.
Going to hang out in the lobby of their hotel.
No.
That's how you know that there's
He
something
was
wrong,
very
that
lonely.
he was
Yeah.
very lonely. You could tell that he did not want to be alone, that he
No.
was freaking out in his head, and that he needed to be around people, even if that was being in the hotel where he might get noticed. And especially where, like I've said before,
Mhm.
um, his career is not as poppin' as Niall or Harry. So
No.
he was getting in his head, and he needs to be recognized. He needs that validation in order
Yes.
to feel okay with himself. And so that is a lot of what you see with him going out and in his hotel rooms, and hanging out in the lobby. That is what I see a lot of, is he was looking for validation. He
Mhm.
needed someone to recognize him. He needed to be able to be like, yes, I am Liam Payne,
Yeah.
I love Liam, don't get me wrong, but he definitely was looking for the attention, and it's to make
Yes.
him feel better being away and being alone. It helps his head. So,
My thing, if it could have been changed, obviously you can't
you
change
could go
something.
back in time.
Yeah. If my biggest wish would have been that when Kate expressed her feelings, it was like, "Hey, I need to go home," which, yes, she had every right to go home. That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
the United States is her home. And with visas, because he technically was not working, so he was not on a working visa,
Yeah.
you can only stay for a certain amount of times, and then you have to leave the country to get your paperwork re-examined, this, that, and the other thing. So that is very common, and that was what was alleged why he had to go to Argentina in the first place, and it just
Yeah,
happened that
yeah.
Niall was performing, so why not make a trip out of it?
Yep.
When Kate expressed her wishes to go back home, I wish he would have just said, "Okay, cool. I'm not going to stay here either. I'm going to go back home to the UK until this is settled." I wish he
Yeah,
would have
yeah.
went home to his parents or even reached out to Louis and was like, "Hey, can I stay with you for a little bit till this gets settled?
Anything.
Let's write some music." I know Louis would have been like, "Yeah, hell, come on out."
That was his, yeah. That was his
Louis would
person.
drop everything for him. So that would have been my only wish is he would have reached out to his parents or Louis and said, "Hey, I'm coming to visit until this visa shit gets, settled."
Yep. Something, but
Because then he could have spent time with his son and seen Cheryl and
I think he got upset somehow, and that's why he started to
yeah.
really party.
Something there was multiple triggers, obviously.
Definitely something triggered him, and I do think, yeah, it was probably her wanting to go home because she's just tired
Mhm,
of being there. She wants to go home. They've got a new puppy recently before that they got a dog, right? And that's one of the things
mhm.
that Liam, before he passed, said he can't wait to go home and see his dog.
Nala.
Um, yeah.
Yeah.
So, um, that was a huge thing. So I just think she was tired of, she just wanted to go home. And I get that because I fucking love being home. I don't leave my home because I like being here.
Me either.
You know what
Um,
I mean? That's
let's
home is fucking phenomenal to me.
So it was exactly a month after his death. It may have been a month and a week when the funeral took place.
Yeah.
Obviously, cameras were not allowed in the funeral. It was a private ceremony. I I commend them for that. That was amazing. I understood everyone's, you know, we're like us. We're nosy. We want to know what's going on.
Heck
And
yeah.
I it's alleged. I don't know what exactly, because in the UK, the paparazzi is a little bit different than it is here. They have a little bit you have to follow certain laws and you have to get permission to photograph someone in the UK. Unless you're like the royal family, like they don't it's weird. I don't know the laws. This is all speculation. I don't know exactly. But the fact that yes, the boys, Harry, Zane, Niall, and Louis were all photographed. It was beautiful to see them all together, hugging,
Yeah.
standing next to each other. Um, as beautiful as that was, it shouldn't have. It shouldn't have. But the reason that they chose to be photographed was so that Bear was not,
Yeah,
because
I was even wondering. I was like, "Oh, I don't even see like the back end of
Cheryl,
his son or something." And
Cheryl, and Liam prided themselves on not having him in the limelight until he was ready to make those decisions. And he's only 8 years old.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's the thing. He should be able to.
Right.
Yeah.
But that the fact that, you know, his parents, Cheryl, the boys, even
Yeah.
his sisters, because it was alleged that his sisters, because we never saw photos of his sisters. It was alleged that his sisters snuck Bear in a back entrance that paparazzi could not see to protect his identity.
No, but that is good though.
Yeah, the fact that they went to great lengths in such a somber moment just to protect his son, like, speaks great lengths about all of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Abso-freaking-lutely, because he does deserve that,
Yeah.
that he doesn't need to repeat
No.
anyone's situation, especially with children in the public eye. It's really, really hard. And
Hmm.
yeah, it's I personally wouldn't. I know my sister also said no putting her kids on social media. And I respect people that decide to do that, because it's a scary fucking world out there, man.
It
Like
is.
if they're not like being perverted, they're being just total bullies. And
Hmm.
like no one is safe from the internet trolls. And
No.
that's just really, really sad. Don't get me wrong, I love being a troll, but actually, I do want to touch on two trolley type subjects before we
Hmm.
end this, because I've
Yes.
talked to you about both of these subjects in 2024,
Hmm.
and one being Adrielle Sigler and the other being Ash Trevino,
Yeah.
and both of which are
Terrible
women
human
in
beings.
their 30s and terrible human beings, disgusting, preying on kids.
Yeah.
So, Adrielle Sigler, she is actually closer to where Ashley is. To our very own Ashley Hoffman's closer to her.
Oh.
But Adrielle, she is known for being, was it vegan Riz on
Yeah.
TikTok. And she has been known, I guess something recently came out with her having a Reddit account asking what does she do if she has a crush on one of her students. She was like a TA, like a teacher's assistant or some shit.
Yeah.
So she like helping in the education of small humans, and saying she had a crush on a 13-year-old student.
Disgusting.
And that was not that long ago, and it's been recently deleted, and someone has use the IP address, because Reddit does not hide those from
Nope.
the public. And it turns out it came back straight to Adrielle Sigler. She also has a bunch of kids, and she has gone on live masturbating. And,
Ashley did too recently.
Ashley recently did too. That's what I was going to
Oh.
get into that. So she's just a disgusting human being. Um, just constantly, she's one of those just like live streamers on TikToks.
Did it smell? Did it smell?
Tia, did it smell?
That's the only thing I can think of. Did it smell? Did it smell?
No, I've already
You're a
seen his
fat
pee-pee,
shit.
and he's already seen my nunu. Have you heard that? Okay, so
No.
actually, we're gonna Adrielle. She's just like I foresee CPS and police getting involved. I foresee her going to jail.
She does not currently have custody of her children. I can let
No,
you
she
know that
doesn't.
much. Yeah.
She, like I for sure see something happening with all of that. Like there's something going to
Mhm.
go on with her, because people are looking into her situation. But
That is
what
part
else?
of the
Like,
reason why she left Pennsylvania, because her ex still does live in Pittsburgh.
oh,
Mhm.
okay.
I won't
So with
disclose
Ash,
any more too much information.
so with Ash Trevino, I don't know how I got onto this side of it. You're killing me.
All the people mocking that is fucking hilarious, and I send them all to you.
No, do you want to know what my favorite is? So okay, we're gonna get into this. So Ash
Yeah.
Trevino, she is from Texas, and she is just a piece of shit.
That is true.
She is a 35, 36-year-old woman who is very known for just loving on the prisoners, the inmates. She is all about that inmate life. She wants all the bad guys. So that's how she like was really known. However, she's been coming up into the spotlight again for hanging out with this guy named Santos, and he is also part of Shoddy Bay's whole little posse. And if you don't know who Shoddy Bay is, you're fucking lucky. I wish I didn't know.
I don't know who
I
that is.
don't know.
Fucking Jesus.
Oh my God, she's no neck. You know what? We're pulling up Shoddy Bay right now,
Oh my
because I
God.
need you to see Who the fuck? Because actually, we're gonna pull up this. So anyway,
There
Shotty Bay.
after this, there is I want to do my One Direction prediction. And
Yes.
then there's
You know
one
what?
more
Talk about your
Heather.
One Direction prediction right now while I pull up this
Okay.
Shotty Bay stuff, and then we'll get
And
into
then
that.
there's
So
one more
go into
thing.
predictions.
There's one more thing that it doesn't really well I don't know, but I'll get into that. But I have two kind of predictions. One, it's not going to happen next year. But I feel like Bear is going to come out with an album that the boys are going to produce.
Okay, that sounds like wait, is like now is like Bear?
No,
Like,
this is going to be like years down the road. But next year, I believe that the boys are going to come together. They're going to write a song together, and record and release it. And I believe that they are going to release all of their their unreleased music that was recorded that never made any of the albums that still included Liam. And because I don't know if you knew this, but the boys own the One Direction name. And
oh
they
really?
have, yes, that was one of the things Simon Cowell was bitching and moaning literally a month before Liam's passing, because he was interviewed about One Direction and this stuff. And they're like, what's one thing you regret about your career? And he said that I don't own the One Direction name. They do. Because everything surrounding One Direction, he does not actually get a cut of. He did as management, but because now they are no longer together, he doesn't get anything.
Huh.
So I think they are going to release all of the unreleased music in a special album to benefit Bear. And because they split it, each of them split it 1/5. So they're going to release it to help Bear and Cheryl out. Not that Cheryl needs help, because like she has her own money and she was in Girls Aloud and
Yeah.
everything else. But
She has a career.
yeah, exactly. But to make sure that he is stable, even 10, 20 years down the line, because Cheryl's 10 years older than Liam. She is in her 40s with an 8-year-old. So,
Yeah.
and anything can happen at any time. So I feel like they're going to do that to make sure Bear is secure. All of their kids, really, because Louis has Freddie, Liam had Bear, Zane had Kai, and then Harry and Niall obviously are childrenless.
That is very true. They are childrenless, but
Yeah.
it's a good time.
So those are my One Direction predictions.
Those are some good. I agree. I think that would be nice to see.
Yeah.
I really do, especially a little Bear album. I feel like that's a possibility. That I feel like that's a huge possibility.
Mm-hmm.
I still can't believe you don't know who Shotty Bay is.
Nope.
I feel like I'm just gonna have to show my screen. Okay, so
Let's do it.
So I'm gonna get into this because we're gonna have to just stick with me here, okay?
Okay.
So Ash Trevino, she's been talking to Santos, and Santos was allegedly 24 years old. It's been 22, then 24. But they've been recently busted by police Christmas Day, where it showed that he's 19 years old, and this is the girl that was masturbating with her little Rose while talking to Santos online.
Yes, I do remember that now. Yes.
And
Yeah.
she was bragging on one of her lives that, oh, Santos is flying me out.
Yeah.
He's gonna get me an Airbnb. And then she's like, and if not, well, then I'm gonna stay at Shotty Bay's house. And my favorite fucking thing in the entire world was her saying she's not staying in my house. So I'm going to
She's not staying in my house.
share screen. hang on. Where is this? First of all, this
Shawty
is
Bae, this is for
her.
you. I don't know who you are. You're way younger than me. Shawty Bae, this is for you. I don't know who you are. You're way younger than me. Call me what you want. At the end of the day, I'm sorry, baby. You're probably just jealous, to be honest.
But she's got to stay at Shawty Bae's
Shawty
house.
Bae, this is for you. I don't.
Right.
It's getting me an I'm sorry, baby.
Where's this fucking Shawty
Airbnb.
Bae?
If not, I'm gonna be staying at Shawty Bae's house.
She's not coming to my house.
Getting me an Airbnb.
Because oh wow, I spelled house totally fucking wrong there. But she was like, she's not staying at my house. This is Shawty Bae.
I'm so richness.
I can't believe she no neck.
I'm so richness.
What? I can't believe you don't know who Shawty Bae is. Okay, to be fair, I wish I never found Shawty Bae. But I do.
Oh my god.
Because I just like what? Why are we making these people popular? Like what? I'm sorry, but she has no talent. She just looks funny, and that's her only thing. Like, and that is it. But like,
that's just like you said. Why are we making these people famous?
What the?
I don't know. I don't know if you've been following the Nurse Hannah drama.
Oh, the 17 diapers and
yes,
going crazy at her kid.
Yeah.
I've definitely seen that on my FYP. Just as big of a piece of shit.
She is being investigated by CPS because allegedly her husband has abused the children. And
that's not surprising me.
She sits there and allows it, which, I mean, they're from Utah. That explains fucking everything.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's disgusting. Like, just the videos on that. The 17 diapers. I get that, being a mom is hard, getting the energy to. But 17 diapers? And she said that she does. Okay. And then it's even come out that she says she doesn't even change the diapers unless there's a number 2.
Yeah.
And so, like, how long have those diapers been sitting there on them? And then you're letting them sit there because you like, how long has it been? Weeks? Because 17 diapers, if you don't change them often, that sounds like a really long time.
Like I was when Raven was a baby. I mean, granted, I'm very foggy. That was many years ago, and I don't remember a lot from that time because you're postpartum. I was in fight or flight mode, and I was just doing what I had to do. But I want to say I changed her diaper hourly, if not half hourly. Whether she peed, pooped, even if I just saw the line turn blue, I changed her diaper.
I am the same, but it's also because I have a ridiculous sense of smell, so I can smell when the babies are peeing.
Yeah.
And I need to get rid of it because otherwise, that's all I'm going to smell is pee.
Right.
I have to.
Yeah.
I've definitely been known to do that. My sister used to laugh at me because I'd be like, "Oh, they're peeing." And like I'd pull away because I couldn't handle it. Right. Or I'd like, especially her, like if I'm alone, like I would just change it. But then if it's my sister, I'm like, "No, you can do it." Back to you. I couldn't imagine. Like I get it. I get it. However, I wouldn't even leave one. I couldn't let myself, no matter what. And I've been there. I've had to raise a kid, so not my own, but
right.
Life circumstances. But still, I just couldn't imagine that. I couldn't imagine. And going back to just like even Ash, there's also another couple Facebook that have gone viral, and it's because there's like 5 of them and they all live in a 1-bedroom apartment, and
Jesus.
And the kids live in the living room and the parents get the bedroom.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
That was like the same time that Nurse Hannah was going a little viral.
Yeah. But like just seeing
But
these
like,
people like one go viral and just seeing how like you're a mother. Like I could never.
well, and then okay, and the worst part about Ash is while she was masturbating online, her daughters were watching that live in the
Yep.
next room.
Yep.
And so like the whole, I guess, point of this is do better. In
Mhm.
2025, let's all just do
Do
fucking better, man.
better and stop making
Like,
stupid people famous.
please. Like, I get it. Even I'm like, but I'm so tired of seeing this because it's such bullshit.
It's
Like,
disgusting.
for one, this Santos guy, like, he's just using Ash for clout and like just to
Yep.
make it funny on his name. But like, and then he was just crying online because he got busted. But like making the wrong people famous. That's the thing. We
Mhm.
don't need Adrielle to be famous. We don't need
Nope.
Matt and Abby to be famous.
Nope.
We don't need
Nurse Hannah.
Nurse
Don't need
Hannah.
Ashley.
Don't need any of that. That's the thing.
Nope.
That do good with your platform. Don't just like as I have like a glass of wine. Don't just get drunk and lick your nipples and masturbate online,
We
especially on a platform that's designed for children. This like TikTok was not designed for adults. This is not
no.
OnlyFans. If you want to masturbate online, go to OnlyFans.
Right. Get some money out of
There's
the deal.
OnlyFans, Fansly, many vids that I can keep going. Sex Panther, like there's so many platforms for those types of behaviors. Go to freaking Twitter if you want to be online masturbating and have it out in the freaking world because the people do it there too.
I bringing it back to my favorite TikToker, Girth Master.
I was just gonna say, Girth.
Girthy, I love you. Please marry me. 2025, will you be mine? Anywho,
just putting that out there.
I'm single. Put a
I'm
ring on it,
single.
baby.
You're single. Let's
Let's
mingle.
do this. Hit me up. I will hit you up. Anywho,
you can hit me up with your dick, please. Not me, her.
I want the real thing. As much as I want the Doc Johnson version, I want the real thing.
Right? Because yeah.
But even though, yes, he's a sex worker, that is his living, but he is so humble about it. And like he talks about it, but like he also talks about the good it's done. Like he bought his mom a house. He doesn't live like frivolously. He lives in a studio apartment, with very little. And I'm like, please marry me.
Even Kayla Jade has said how cheap he is.
Yeah, he's so cheap, but like that's what's so like he knows at any time his like fame can just stop.
Well, that's the thing. He has to stay relevant.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard, especially trying to be like social media influencer. You really got to have something,
Yeah,
to stay relevant, and it's a very hard thing to do. Very hard thing to do. He's still doing phenomenal.
Oh, absolutely.
Obviously, his tool is pretty impressive. However, I would still not jump on it.
I would. He is one that I would gladly puke on.
New OnlyFans bid idea.
Hey, Girth Master.
Participant. I volunteers tribute.
Pick me. That's the only time I'll be a pick me girl. That's the only time I'll be a pick me girl.
I was gonna say the same thing. It's like that's the only time. Fuck's sake. God damn. What was that?
The last thing that I wanted to talk, which I feel like next year it's gonna turn into something much bigger. And that's where I was like, I don't know how much it affects. It doesn't really affect like Canada or anything, but Luigi Mangione.
Right. I knew that. I was like, I knew there was one more. I forgot.
Yeah. So Luigi
actually,
Mangione.
you got to take this one because all I know is he's apparently, I don't think he's very attractive.
He is
but I know the world is again going crazy over a criminal.
Oh my God, he is pure New York City, Italian bred, ripped fucking body. Dude is gorgeous. He's a criminal, but he's fucking gorgeous.
But what'd he do though?
Oh, what'd he do? He about to do my mouth. But anyways. Allegedly, he is currently in jail. Well, no, he's currently in prison. He allegedly pew-pewed the CEO of United Healthcare, because there was a lot leading up to it. Luigi Mangione, sustained an injury in his back. He has like multiple pinched nerves, and he's unable to do anything. It was recommended for surgery, but when the surgery was going to take place, he was dropped from his health care. Well, first, they denied his claim because it was not medically necessary. Nothing is in America. And then he was dropped because he turned 26. And at the age of 26 in the United States, your parents no longer have to carry healthcare for your child. So he was on his own to get his own healthcare. So he never got his back surgery. He has stated multiple times how extreme pain he is in. He can't even have sex because it hurts so much. And just like so much, which it's so fucked up. Like, I get his reasoning, but hi, Loki.
I'm petting him.
He like
Can't pet him.
perked up. He perked up when I started talking
Yeah,
about
I
Luigi.
know.
But yeah, he was denied bail. He has become America's heartthrob. And so many
real though.
Oh yeah. So many people, like politicians, are like, they're like, you need to stop making this man a thirst trap. You are disgusting human beings. He killed someone. Allegedly. You still haven't proved it. But the man is fine. Like, you cannot deny how attractive this fucking man is. But the biggest thing that the cat
did not.
The glove did not fit.
However, no, I get it. I get why people would think he's attractive. It's just he's not my type. But
Absolutely.
I get. But they also thought like Justin Trudeau was like the hottest thing in the world. They were comparing him to Prince Eric at one point.
I don't find him attractive whatsoever.
I also just we're not political, but the Canadian election is coming up in 2025. I also predict that Trudeau is getting kicked out of office.
I wish.
But I also think that Pierre Poilievre is going to be in office, and that is our equivalent to Trump.
Godspeed.
So I'm like, we're fucked. I don't care anyway. I'm not political.
But the thing that, and this ties back to a topic we talked about earlier, Luigi Mangione's lawyer is a woman. I can't think of her name at the moment, but she is the wife of P. Diddy's lawyer.
That's right. I forgot. I totally forgot. See, they're all connected.
So Luigi Mangione is connected to P. Diddy.
Okay, but why in my head when you're like Pierre Mangione's connected to the, and I was like to the, yeah, I was like the leg bone, whatever. That's
Luigi's
what
connected
happened
to P. Diddy. P. Diddy's connected to Beyonce. Beyonce's connected to Bieber.
Jay-Z.
Bieber's connected to Selena. Selena's connected to
Taylor.
Oh God, the connections.
Oh fuck.
We love you, Beyonce. Thank you.
Man, I'm gonna end up dead.
Same. That's why I thanked her.
Okay, actually, fuck. There's so many other things that we need to talk about, but I want to because I just was about to make the face. Recently, that has come out within the last few weeks is everyone's love for Blippi and the Purple Wiggle, but the Purple Wiggle was earlier in the year. However, what's stuck in my head is because Blippi, also Clayton, whatever the fuck, has been doing these like thirst trappy type videos. What do you have to offer? Nothing. Only this. And he's like, you know that how okay, so Clayton does the little like monkey arms thing, and
Yeah.
but the purple wiggle has just recently won me over with with the top lip curled up where your teeth are at, and he's got his arms up with his wrist bent, and he's just flailing. It is so funny because I love stupid ass faces.
It's
But
so funny how
it's been
like
pretty good.
with children, with like those types of children actors,
Yeah.
we went from the new guy that's hosting Blue's Clues. I can't think of his name, but he's
Well,
Asian.
I don't care what his name is. It's always gonna be Steve for me.
Well, no, we went fascinating over him to Steve coming back, and we're like, oh my god, Steve. He is probably the only bald man that I find attractive.
Oh, I don't find him attractive, but I find him comforting.
Well, that too. I find him really attractive. And then we moved to Purple Wiggle, and now we're on to Blippy.
See, I don't find either. I was gonna say I slightly find Blippy attractive.
Mm.
I just think he'd be stupid. But the purple wiggle, I don't understand the hype. But I do like that dance. That's the only thing that saves them for me is the stupidness.
I think why we find Clayton so like attractive is because he's very much like us, ADHDers, and like
Insane.
yes. Point blank, he's exactly like us, and we're just like, ooh, he's comforting.
I do, however, think that the hype that he can only do so many of those videos before we're like, okay, enough. It's enough slices.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough slices.
That's exactly how I picture that going.
Oh yeah.
You know what? I should do a video on TikTok where it's like, okay, it's enough. All of it is just Clayton's video.
Just
I feel like I should do that.
Clayton's thirst trap. Do it.
Yeah, that's how I feel like it should happen. But overall, I think 2024 was a good year, other than, some bullshit, some drama. But we lived for the drama. We wouldn't be anything without the bullshit and the drama. We just don't like no drama llamas in our personal lives.
Hell no.
But I think we've both been pretty good this year. It's some date mishaps, some bullshit situationships.
I'm never dating again.
Fuck men. Fuck men. That's what 2025 we're going in single and not ready to mingle. Stay the fuck away from me. I'll cut you.
I think the worst no, I mean I've had it happen before, but when I had texted you recently, fairly recently.
Yeah.
I got stood up on a coffee date. Not even like anything special. It was just coffee.
Right? Fuck does that?
His reasoning was he fell asleep.
I think a lot of the time it's bullshit because it was way too early.
Oh yeah, it was fucking 5:00.
Yeah, I think he's just full of shit.
Oh yeah,
full of shit. So we're not bringing that into 2025. No, you shouldn't either. Fuck that shit. We don't need it. We don't want it. We're just we're done. We're getting the sex toys. We're getting the cats. We're getting the snacks. We're getting fat and sassy. That's a good time too.
The only person that can take me out of my single era right now is Girthmaster.
I was just gonna say Girthmaster.
Yep, he's the only one.
Yep. So
if you,
I just agree. I'm done. I'm so over it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going in feeling good about my life and my situation, and with my boys, knowing they're all healthy and good and happy, and that's really all I can ask for in life. Is I got a roof over my head, I got food in my belly, my boys are happy with a roof and food and all the treats and snacks and all the things we got lots.
If you could, like, to wrap this up, if you could make 5 2025 predictions moving into the new year, not related to any of the topics that we've discussed, what would they be?
That'll be in New York State.
Yeah, well, obviously.
That's prediction 1.
Yep.
Prediction 2. I let go of the situationship because enough of this bullshit. My cat is also saying meow. He's
They could
giving
be
his input.
pop culture predictions, whatever.
Yeah, I'm actually just kind of thinking it's just going to be a lot of just more drama. I don't think we're done with. I do think that there's going to be a really significant death to sadly look forward to.
That's one of my predictions. So I'll say my 5 real quick.
Yep.
I think there's going to be 2 deaths. Celine Dion and Bruce Willis. Because they're both
Bruce Willis could be.
They're both really sick.
Yeah.
So I think those 2 are going to happen. I do believe that there is going to be a big celebrity divorce, but I can't predict who. But it's going to
You want to know who it's going to be? You want to know who it's going to be?
Who?
Justin Bieber and Haley.
That would be.
You want to know why? Yeah. Because also in 2024, Selena Gomez and
got engaged.
got engaged. So, and he obviously like immediately posts cryptic shit. Yeah, I think something's going to happen.
I think Selena and Benny are actually going to break up.
That's a hot take.
I think they're going to break up.
No, do you want to know who I think's going to break up?
Who?
T Swift
and Travis.
I betcha something will happen. Although I am rooting for them.
I am too.
Absolutely rooting for them because I do think that they're a lovely couple. I just think something's gonna happen with Miss Taylor and Mr. Travis.
My prediction with that is I think there's gonna be an oopsie pregnancy.
Could be. That could happen. I mean, that's not totally absurd.
You know she's getting plowed every night.
She gets to be small girl.
She gets to be small girl.
Like she's always like big girl. Because she's always like just so much taller than everyone, and she gets to really be small because he's a big boy.
He is, 6 foot whatever, 200 pounds,
and he's a man.
Right.
He's not a man. He's a man. Like he's a man. And so I do hope that they stay together. However, I just feel like something's gonna happen and everyone's gonna be so upset and then everyone's gonna abandon the Chiefs.
So he is 6 foot 5 inches tall and
I thought it was 6'4"
and 250 pounds.
Yeah, and she's what, 5'10", 5'11"? It's like one of those. It's 5'10" or 5'11". It's one of those. But she's a tall girl. She needs I think she's 5'10", to be honest.
She's 5'10", yes.
Yeah.
At least I feel so bad for Sabrina Carpenter. She's like 4'11".
She's small girl. She's really small girl. She is so cute. I do predict more big things for her. I love her. I don't think she's done.
I'm so glad her and that goofy ass, whatever the hell his name is, broke up.
Barry Keoghan.
Yes.
Mr. Grave Humper.
Oh, that was the other thing. I believe he's going to come out as gay because every man that she dates comes out as gay.
Shawn Mendes. Shawn Mendes recently came out too.
Yep. And what's his face?
The other
Joshua
Bassett. Joshua Bassett.
That her and Olivia were fighting
over. That was so funny.
There was nothing to fight over. He was taking it in the back door.
Oh my God. He was wishing you would put it in the back door.
Yeah. He so wanted to get pegged by them.
I want to get pegged by them. Okay, not by Olivia. Olivia's kind of weird. I don't really like her. I'm not into her music.
I liked her before, but like now she's lost.
She's weird
and got like really anorexic.
I think she's just busy, to be honest. I think she's just busy.
Yeah.
And I think she's just go, and she's not like
She's not taking care
just
of
tons.
herself.
Yeah. Which happens. However, I'm just not into her vibe. I'm not into her music. But Sabrina, on the other hand, I love that Mi Espresso, man. I've just loved that Juno. Oh, I love
Oh,
that. Have you
have you ever
ever
tried
tried
this
this
one?
one? Yes. That was so good. I love her. I predict much bigger things. I'm really glad that
Oh
she's
yeah.
getting the recognition she deserves. I also have been going down like wormholes with her and like being on Orange is the New Black, and then the
Wait,
Girl
she
Meets
was?
World. She was in an episode like fuck something. It was like they went back in time, and it was supposed to be redheaded girl, the one who played Donna on that 70s show.
Oh
I don't remember what her
my
name is in the
god.
show.
Yeah, no,
Sabrina was in that as
yeah.
an episode, and she was just like the rich, popular girl, and she's making fun
That's
of. She
crazy.
was on that. And then the Girl Meets World as she's Maya.
Yeah.
That has been really fun. I'm like, that's exactly who like Sabrina really is in like real life. That's like
Mhm.
really close to her own character, right? I think she's done really well for herself.
Mhm.
And I also think we're going to see a lot more from Rose. I think after that Bruno
Yeah.
collab, I think there's going to be much more. I think she's going to quickly become the most popular member of Blackpink.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
think La Lisa is going to be pushed down. And Jenny, they're going to be pushed down the ranks a little. I'm not worried about Jisoo because I don't know if you are familiar with Blackpink. I
A
am.
little bit.
I'm not familiar with their like a lot of their music, but for whatever reason, I went down the wormhole and just learning about Blackpink. And
Right.
so like I'm very familiar with who the characters are. Jisoo is like the least attractive of the band, but she's got such a good voice. And she's also the richest because she's like from a crazy background. But
Yeah, most likely. She's a
Rosé,
nepo.
she's like the Australian Korean kind of deal. She's from Australia too, but she is Korean. But I do see more big things. I think we're gonna see this little Christmas tree. It also kind of looks like a rigid butt plug.
Excuse me while I eat my butt plug.
God damn. Which end? We don't know. Find out in the next show. And with that, we're wrapping up 2024 with our bullshit. And be sure to tune in 2025 for more of our bullshit.
More planes, trains, and automobiles.
Oh, God. All right. Thank you all for listening. Have a happy new year and see you next year.
Bye.
Bye.